SWC broadcast. Camilla here. You want to see a Ciara getting hit by Brock move. Look at looking to get that full team strip and back our first bet.
He did not pull the Champang yet. I would have thought I would see Sierra first pick. He goes to the
Okay, here we go. Oh, Lucian, it's over. Lucian, it's the 12,000.
Mr. Chung is going to be this year's SWC champion.
This is war. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. I'll show you who's boss. The world is now a real-time battlefield. Join the global battlefield. Summoner's War, Lost Centuria. Download now.
SWC broadcast. Camilla here. You want to see a Ciara getting hit by Frogmove. Look at looking to get that full team scrimmage. Back our football.
He did not pull a Champang yet. I would have thought I would see Sierra first pick. He goes to the OT.
Okay, here we go. Oh, Lucian, it's over. Lucian, it's the 12,000.
Mr. Chung is going to be this year's SWC champion.
Hello there and welcome to Summoners War World Arena Championships 2021. We are back here. I am delighted to be your host again. It's me, Adam Savage here. I am joined by the almighty Baus and Killer. We have got such an amazing weekend planned for both this weekend and next weekend. All the EU prelims coming your way as our players try and get their way to the Europe Cup. It is going to be absolutely massive. Baus, Killer, so good to have you here, lads. Baus, coming to you first. How excited are you for 2021's Europe Cup?
Adam, I am so excited. We have such many great players today, some newcomers, some veterans. I just can't wait for some really, really fast-paced, great matches.
And Killer as well, mate, your first time here on the desk, joining me and Baus here. You must be super excited yourself as well to be part of this amazing event.
Thanks, Adam. I think I might be more excited than the players themselves. I am very excited to see what the new players and the veterans bring to the table today in these matches.
Well, honestly, we are so delighted to have you both here and all you guys watching us here at home as well. Now, of course, we aren't in a studio together due to COVID-19 last year. Again, we are here, a virtual broadcast studio. If you put your hands up, boys, you can see, we haven't actually lost our hands or our limbs, nothing. We're all fine, okay? We are actually here in a virtual studio to keep you guys at home safe and us safe as well. Obviously, we've moved on a lot since last year in terms of progression and quashing COVID-19. But again, just to remain safe this year, we are broadcasting virtually. So you can be here in this amazing studio the team have created as well, which is so, so good. We have a great weekend of action coming your way, both this weekend, next weekend, and on the 21st as well. You can see today, August 14th, we have our contenders going head-to-head, trying to earn a place into the Europe Cup, where there is a $10,000 top prize for the winner of that cup. We have the same thing kicking off tomorrow as well. Other teams trying to get through the bracket to make their way to one of those positions, one of those places in the Europe Cup. All of our games today are going to be a best of 3 as well. It's going to be so intense. I mean, Baus, this is a great opportunity as well to showcase at a best of 3 and our semi-finals best of 5, just how talented all these summoners really are.
Absolutely. Best of 3. You know, that will be interesting. Slightly shorter matches. We might see some RNG wins in those matches, but best of 5, certainly. That will be where the superior player should have the upper edge.
I know, and we've got some newcomers today, as well as veterans as well, which is always very spicy here, Killer. Some great matchups with you as well.
That match number 4, 2 world finalists. I'm actually very excited to watch that. Viilipytty versus Rosith. So that's one match to look out for.
Indeed. Now you can see the bracket here as well, folks, watching at home. This is the matches that are coming your way today. You can see we've got Seiishizo versus Ricky very shortly. We'll cover that and then. But yeah, as mentioned by Killer, Viilipytty, Rosith later on. We've got PinkRoid, we know, and SaPyn as well, 2 veterans of the game. And we've got newcomers of the likes of Yan37 and ThatAapje as well, who are going to be really interesting to watch kick off. Baus, these players, some of which we know, some are brand new to us here. From 16 and 17 seasons, they've been picked to be here, especially to compete in these quarters to get a place in the Europe Cup. You must be so excited to see kind of a breath of fresh air with new players coming through who could show us they could be the future stars of tomorrow.
That's right, Adam. Once I was a new player, I know what it feels like. It is very exciting, especially to take on all these famous names that we've seen in past SWC Cups. And you know me, I like to root for the underdog. I'm really hoping that some of the new players really show us some unexpected moves and maybe make their way for the Europe Cup as well.
Indeed. I mean, we had the Euros earlier this year with the football. Now we've got the Euros of our very own here in Summoners World Arena Championships. Killer, there's going to be some great matchups. You know, nationally, we've got some great players from France, from Finland, from all over who are competing in this. How cool is it to be part of this kind of international affair where all these players from all over the world can compete against each other?
It's actually very amazing, bringing everyone from different parts of the world together in one bracket and then fighting it out to see who comes out on top and moving on into the Euro Cup final.
Yeah, indeed. And that obviously that Europe Cup final is coming your way later on this year. But these prelims, both today and tomorrow and next weekend's going to focus more on the lower bracket. So our players, if they win their 2 matches today, they secure one of those 2 spots in the Europe Cup. However, if they don't win, they will go through to next weekend, where hopefully they'll get their way, navigate it back towards it being in contention for one of those amazing places. We have a quarterfinal coming up first, which I'm very, very excited about. This one is two players, one of which is a veteran, Seiishizo, and Ricky, the Portuguese superstar. We don't know too much about a newcomer here, Baus. This is going to be a pretty meaty start to proceedings.
Absolutely. We have one player who's competed in the last 3 Europe Cups, and then one player completely unknown quantity. And no one really expecting what he's going to bring out. I'm hoping he brings out some really exciting drafts.
I mean, Seiishizo here, our first matchup we can see here, Killer. We've got season 16-17 and an exceptional win rate, 70% and 73%. Not many players actually bettering their win rate from last season. And you can see a most picked lineup there as well. It says a lot about players who are actually getting better and improving season on season. And Seiishizo is one of those players.
Yes,
That's right.
Seiishizo is...
He has
Sorry,
that Gianna,
Seiishizo-
he has that Ciara. Yeah, he really likes those oracles, and that is going to put him in good stead because those are really oppressive combination.
Yeah, the pick and ban element is something I'm really excited about because, of course, the gameplay is one thing, but the actual picking and banning, the strategy, the tactics around that as well is so imperative to actually find out who is going to have the upper hand going into each of these matchups. Ricky, we talked about this player here, Killer, 58 and 65% win rates, again, improving on last season. But as a newcomer, is it, could you get a little bit nervous competing against someone of Seiishizo's caliber?
Ricky's got a very unique deck there as most picks, so he looks like a kind of a cleave kind of comp there. So Ricky, being a cleaver, has a little bit of a lower win rate, but never underestimate the new player that's coming in.
Yeah, you never underestimate the newcomers because anything is possible. We saw it last year. Left, right, and centre, veterans were being beaten by newcomers, and it could happen again this year. We have the very first matchup coming away, the very first best of three, Seiishizo versus Ricky. It's time for the pick and bans. I'm going to hand over to Baus and Killer. Gentlemen, the match is underway. Let's do it.
Here we go, guys. Match number 1 of today. Seiishizo versus Ricky. Pick ban phase coming in right now. What are the players going to do?
Well, Seiishizo, he does have access to the Dark Oracle Gianna. I'm sure Ricky is looking to ban that out. Not sure what Ricky will do.
There we go. Seiishizo taking out that tablet from Ricky's deck, and Ricky responding with that Sierra pre-ban, and players about to go into the pick phase.
Interesting choice of the Sierra over the Gianna. She does have the speed lead, so that does make some sense if Ricky wants to outspeed Seiishizo.
There we go. Seiishizo very quickly taking out that Kano onto his first pick. Ricky taking his time to respond.
Yeah, Ricky signaling he wants to outspeed. He still has the access to something like the Bastet, although he doesn't have the Tableau in his combination anymore. So I'm not sure if he's still going to choose to cleave, especially with that Kano with the 44% HP lead.
There we go. Ricky taking all the time given to him to pick his monsters, going with Okeanos and bringing out that Pontos, knowing Pontos has a very strong speed lead, so that Tableau and the Pontos very synergized.
Some really fast picks right now, Killer.
There we go. Seiishizo with the Lulu, Changpeng, and the final 2 Oracles, Juno and Praha onto Seiishizo's side. Ricky goes with another speed lead, Chiwu and Heigang.
That's right, and as we've seen, Ricky's picked up that Pontos. We didn't know that he had the Pontos. I'm not sure if Seiishizo was expecting something like that, or if he wasn't, but I'm sure he's picking those strippers, those oracles. That Diana does also strip, so he's realizing he needs to bring those strippers in order to counter that Pontos.
There we go, last second change. Seiishizo taking out that Praha, switching in Diana. Ricky countering with the Antares. Pick right there.
Really solid pick, that Antares against the Diana, a common counter, and in fact, the correct element for everything in Seishizo's draft. If I'm Ricky, I'm thinking to ban out potentially the Kano or the Lulu. Those are probably 2 of the more oppressive units that you're looking at. Seishizo might want to take out the Antares, he might want to take out the Okeanos as well, one of the main sources of damage from Ricky's side.
There we go, 2 seconds to put in their bans, and Diana gets banned out, and the Antares, they are gonna opt in with their speed leads.
Interesting choice
with their leader skills.
to ban out the Diana, even though Ricky has access to those 2 fire units. But of course, Diana is a very powerful unit that can take a lot of turns, so he doesn't want to deal with that.
Here we go, guys. Get excited. Match 1 is about to begin. Seiishizo versus Ricky. Watch those attack bars. Who will be taking that first turn? She will be going first. Stripping everyone from Seishizo's side.
That was such a crucial stun from the Heigang onto the Lulu. Lulu is not able to use his skills to heal up and cleanse his opponents, and now Okeanos can go in with his skills.
There we go, that speed tuning from Ricky's side, and Okeanos following right after Heigang, landing the silence from Pontos onto everyone's on Seishizo's side.
Yeah, that 2-turn silence is really, really crucial for Pontos, but now Kano has provoked the Pontos, so maybe Seiishizo will get a chance to actually use his units, use his moves to do some damage later on in the match.
There we go, Okeana's Rain of Stones, stunning that Cardinal along the way. Chiwu skill 1 into Changpang. Changpang's skills are on silence. He's got nothing but to skill 1 to go.
Indeed, but now that the silence has gone, Seiishizo, he has access to those strips. Once Pontos puts up the immunity, it's all about that resistance. Let's hope that Ricky's units are on higher resistance here.
There we go, Juno skill 2 goes for the strip. Succeeding to strip 3 out of the 4 units right after Punters buffing everyone up. Very strong move right there.
That Heigang cleanse doing a lot of work for Ricky there, cleansing those dots that Juno put on there. So Heigang, a very powerful unit in this meta now and showing what he can do.
There we go, Cardinal coming out of stun, missing a turn. Lulu, all skills available, goes for the heal or the cleanse.
You can see now Lulu can use the cleanse. Ricky's already used most of his cooldown skills. Seiishizo, on the other hand, hasn't. And Ricky, really, he's only got one real source of damage on his side, on the Okeanos, who's looking a little bit unhealthy already. So I can see this match slowly but surely turning in Seishizo's favor.
There we go. Pontos taking a turn, silencing that Changpang. Lulu coming out of stun. There we go.
Indeed. Seiishizo has such a tanky team with that 44% HP lead. The Okeanos, just not enough damage to take out any of the units right now, especially with that Juno, that passive, cleansing the team, no matter what debuffs Ricky brings onto Seiishizo. So, yeah, not sure. Maybe a Carnal ban would have been a better choice in this scenario, or maybe even the Juno ban.
There we go, that Carnal landing that slow on 3 out of the 4 units on Ricky's side. That slow being very crucial. Juno taking out that Okeanos, leaving it with 3 versus 4.
That was a really crucial moment in the game, Killer. Now the Okeanos is gone, the main source of damage from Ricky. We still have that Juno, or we still have that Carnal, we still have that Changpong on Seishizo's side. Such powerful units, and now it's looking like Seishizo is about to wrap up this match.
There we go, that Hangate stunning that Carnal, but I don't think it matters at this time of the game as it is looking very healthy on Seishizo's side. There we go, Carnal, additional proc, taking out that Chiwu, Heigang versus Carnal, Lulu, Changpang, Juno.
Heigang versus the world, let's see what he can do. Stranger things have happened, but not this time.
There we go, Seishizo taking that round 1.
That's right.
Indeed. Round 1, Seiishizo off the bat straight away. Ricky seems to come out the gates there, flying, ready to be as aggressive as possible, but Seiishizo just held back, waited for his moment to pounce, and he really did there, Bows.
Yeah, that's right. Ricky changing up his draft a bit. Not sure if anyone was expecting that Pontos pick or the Chiwu pick. His draft in general, very different from what we had seen in the preview, but nevertheless, still very aggressive from taking that first turn, but just not enough damage to take out any of Seishizo's units. Seiishizo just way too tanky for Ricky.
Way too tanky indeed. I mean, Killer, obviously at this point it's best of 3. Ricky needs to win this next set. What does he do? How does he change things up?
That is up to Ricky to decide. Will he change his draft up? He does have Tableau available at this moment, so we're not sure if we're going to see him come up in the next match, but we're about to see any moment now.
Indeed. Pick and bans. It's the second set. It's all to play for here. Can Seiishizo go all the way through to the semis, or can Ricky fight back? Over to you, boys.
Here we go, guys. Set number 2, Seiishizo versus Ricky. Tableau Sierra from the last match, pre-banned. What bans are we going to see in this match?
I think now we realize we're seeing a more traditional set of drafts from both players. We're probably going to see the Gianna ban and probably a Pontos ban as well. Unless Seiishizo is still afraid of the Ricky cleave. If he is, he might actually want to ban out the Bastet to stop the cleave. But then he has to deal with Pontos again. Having said that, he did deal very well with the Pontos in the previous match. So maybe he'll just go with what he knows, you know, go with the same draft. If both players went with the same draft, I favor Seiishizo once again.
Both players taking all the time given to them to put in their bans. This is very crucial. Seiishizo banning that Changpang and Ricky taking that Okeanos as a ban. Here we go. First picks are about to come in. Ricky taking that first turn pick. Goes with the Sierra and a very strong speed lead.
Really
Seiishizo
similar drafts and
responding.
surprising picks so far, Killer.
Yep, Seiishizo responding with that Carnal once again and the Lulu and friends. And Ricky about to pick his second and third monster.
Yeah, right now Seiishizo, he's once again gone with the Carnal and Lulu. Once again gone with a really tanky draft. Ricky's going to have to think about it. He probably doesn't want to pick such a fast team like in the previous match.
Yeah, we did see how tanky they were in the previous match. Ricky taking that Juno away from Seiishizo, picking Juno and Hagang for his second and third monster. Seiishizo about to pick his second and third, fourth monster. Goes with the Merlong and Gianna signature monster for Seiishizo.
Not sure about those picks from Ricky. He's not representing a lot of damage still. His final two picks are going to have to be really heavy on damage in order to deal with that Molong, that Carnal, both bringing the HP leads into this game. And of course the Gianna, which is probably going to ensure the first turn, even though the Hagang is on the field. Interesting choice to pick up that Gianna actually, even though the Hagang was already there.
Ricky, 2 seconds to decide his final two monsters, going with that Praha and that Leah final pick. And Seiishizo, last monster about to come out any moment now.
Yeah, we're seeing 4 Oracles on the field right now, Killer. The Leo does synergize with the Oracles. Oracles giving the attack bar, which doesn't matter, that works well with Leo's passive. But once again, like I said before, Ricky is really low on damage. If Seiishizo bans out that Ciara, then it's going to be really difficult for Ricky to take out any of Seishizo's units.
I was expecting a Lima pick right there so we can have all the Oracles in the match, but he brings that Cian as his last pick from Seiishizo. Looks like a bomber team.
That's right. That is a unit that represents a lot of damage, and that's something that Ricky is going to have to deal with.
There we go, Lulu and friends getting banned on Seishizo's side, and Seiishizo banning out that Praha from Ricky's side. Leader skills are about to be picked. What are they going to opt in with? There we go, HP lead for the Cardinal on Seiishizo's side, and the crit rate for Juno on Ricky's side. Here we go, set number 2, 1-0, Seiishizo 1, Ricky 0, best of 3. Here we go, guys, match is about to begin. Leo taking that first pen like he always does. Hits that Merlong. Gianna follows up afterwards on Seiishizo's side. Lands the bomb on Leo. Still 1 into Sierra. Whoa, that was huge from Hagang. Landing that glancing on every single monster on Seiishizo's side.
That Hagang doing so much work for Ricky right now. Not just glancing, also stunning a couple of units. Unfortunately for him, Cian, the Water Joker, doesn't care about the glancing. He's still going to land his bombs anyway.
Yes, those bombs from Cian do not care about glancing as they just land on the monster. There we go, all bombs landed. Juna cleansed herself, but everyone else still has some bombs on them.
Yeah, that's right. Also, the smart play from Seiishizo earlier not to use the skill 3 from Gianna to stun the units because Hagang would have cleansed them anyway. But look, 1 unit's already gone. Seishizo once again looking in a commanding position.
Yeah, looking very comfortable for Seiishizo here. Leah doing an additional violent proc and taking himself out with the bombs above his head. Merlong, Dragon's Dance, stunning Juno. Don't want to be stunning Juno. Here we go. Kano follows up. Slows Sierra's out of the match. Here we go. That was very swift for Seishizo's side.
That was really fast and commanding victory. Ricky, without the sustain, without the damage. Seiishizo, that Shun, he just did so much damage. That is a really well-worked Xian.
There we go. 2-0 from Seiishizo, moving on to the semi-finals.
What a dispatching, chaps. Wow, that was incredible. Obviously, the pick and ban then felt like a lot more long-winded, players really taking their time there, but Ricky just could not deal with the bombs in particular there, Baus. It was just a really smart play from the veteran who knew exactly what he needed to do, and he made sure that he put it into full effect.
Yeah, that's right. Seiishizo has really made his experience count. Such solid drafting, picking out those units, the Lulu and the Carnal. Ricky just was not ready to deal with those 2 units. Ricky kind of brought picks that would usually do well against Seiishizo's usual combination, the Ciara and the Gianna, but he wasn't ready for Seiishizo to kind of mix it up with a much more tanky team. And unfortunately, he could not deal with the Lulu and the Carnal, but he also couldn't deal with the Shan. You can't ban all of those units, and then in the end, he was dispatched.
We saw it last year as well, Killer, as well, that it's so important to have a lot of units that do deal damage, and Ricky just didn't seem to have the same amount on offer as Seiishizo did.
Yeah, Ricky did play a lot passively in that second match, so Seiishizo was able to quickly put on that damage onto his side.
Indeed. Now, you guys saw the bracket on the screen as well. That's only the first of 4 quarterfinals. We can see that Seiishizo goes through to the semis. He wins his next match. He is through to the Europe Cup. It is that simple, that straightforward. It could happen. But of course, we need to go to the next quarterfinal to find out exactly who he's going to go up against. We have a massive matchup coming your way here. Baus, 2 players we know so much about. PinkRoid versus SaPyn. What a matchup, my friend.
I am so excited for for this matchup. PinkRoid, of course, is my guild mate, so I'm not totally unbiased here, but SaPyn is an excellent competitor as well. Both of these we have seen before. We both saw them last year in the EU preliminaries.
We did. I mean, Killer, we look at the stats here again. The win rates slightly less than last season, but still up in the 70% bracket, which is a really exciting thing to see. We can see as well, like the characters such as, or units such as Water Ryu there as well. I mean, lineups haven't really changed. Units remain the same since last season, which just goes to show how comfortable he feels with his preferred units.
PinkRoid is very comfortable. He's always in that top 5 area in the RTA rankings, and having a 70% win rate is amazing. So well done to Pinky right there.
Yeah, he's definitely got a bit of an advantage, it looks like. But SaPyn as well, we know, can deliver the goods when absolutely necessary. This is another player we know so much about. You can see here as well, stats popping up on screen. The most picked, obviously, win rates, I mean, over 10% less than his opponent here. What can you tell me about the units picked as well here, Baus?
Yeah, SaPyn, he's leaning on the Jogan, the Okeanos, the Chongpeng, a lot of AoE control units with the strips. Jogan, unfortunately, has been nerfed in the most recent patch, so SaPyn's probably going to have to mix it up a little bit and think about how he's going to adjust his strategy for this match against PinkRoid.
Well, as always, let us know in the chat who you think is going to be the victor here, because these are two veterans who are equally capable of going through to that semi-final against Seiishizo later on today. Let us know what you think is going to happen. Chaps, it is time for pick and ban. It is game 2, set 1. It's going to be huge. Let's pick, let's ban, let's go. Here we go.
Here we go, guys. Match number 2, PinkRoid versus SaPyn, and pick ban phase is about to commence.
PinkRoid, of course, a giant of the ladder over the past year, competed in 2 legend tournaments, so much experience. SaPyn is definitely the underdog here, but I'm sure he'll have some tricks up his sleeve as well. PinkRoid, of course, well known for that Tianlang. SaPyn, not sure what he's going to ban on PinkRoid's side.
There we go, PinkRoid banning that Ganymede from SaPyn's side. SaPyn, knowing PinkRoid's deck and banning that Tianlang.
Indeed. Ganymede, a good choice because SaPyn can combo that well with the Okeanos, with something like a Hathor or with the Chongpeng, and it doesn't have access to that anymore.
There we go, SaPyn locking in that Okeanos very, very quick, and PinkRoid responding much quicker, going with the double Oracle, Juno and Sierra for the first 2 picks.
Interesting to see that Juno is in such an early pick, but of course, because the Tianlang is pre-banned, PinkRoid doesn't need to worry about the Tianlang passive stopping the Juno gaining as much attack bar.
There we go, SaPyn picking that Bella Dark Cannon Girl with Lulu, and PinkRoid responding with the Merlong and Fran.
Great to see that Bella. I think Bella is a really underrated unit on the ladder. She does a strip, she does a lot of multi-hits, so can do a lot of damage on a tanky build. So PinkRoid is going to have to make sure that he can protect himself. You bring out the Fran for the sustain in order to deal a little bit of mitigation against that Bella damage, as well as the Okeanos.
That Bella does have a mechanism to take a lot of turns. It is inbuilt into her kit, so we shall see if she goes ahead. SaPyn picking that Triana and Diana for his last picks. PinkRoid with that Antares pick. Here we go. Antares gets banned on PinkRoid's side, and SaPyn's side, the Triana gets banned. Yeah,
Antares, unfortunately, we don't get to see that Luxac unit that PinkRoid enjoys using so much, which was obviously a very clear pick against the Diana and a very clear ban as well.
There we go, the match has begun. Fran taking that first turn on PinkRoid's side. Merlong straight away following onto Diana and Reckless Assault. Sierra taking that Diana out instantly. Juno still yet to take a turn. Bella taking a turn up.
Wow, that was incredible artifact damage from PinkRoid on those oracles. That skill 1 with the attack buff, just doing so much and taking out Diana before he even had the chance to move. Truly, he has been farming those artifacts.
I'm sure if you blinked, you must have missed that because it was very, very swiftly. Juno stunning that Okeanos. Skill 1, Sierra onto Bella. Here we go. Fran healing that Sierra.
Let's not forget SaPyn still has the Lulu on his side with the heavy sustain. It's definitely not over yet because SaPyn also has these 2 units that do a lot of damage with artifacts himself.
That was a very important proc from Okeanos coming out of stun, stunning that Juno and Sierra, but Juno can't be stunned.
Indeed, SaPyn is going to need the procs in order to take this match back because PinkRoid is looking very healthy and about to take out another unit there.
There we go. Juno taking that unit very swiftly with skill 1. Lulu and friends and Bella versus Juno, Sierra, Melon and friend. Looking very healthy, buffing up all of PinkRoid's team. Here we go.
Yeah, we've seen a very fast match once again. PinkRoid representing much damage on all the oracles with the additional damage and also the Model.
There we go. PinkRoid taking that first set. 1-0, 1-0 to PinkRoid and SaPyn being 0. Here we go. Best of 3. Set 2 will begin very shortly.
I barely blinked, fellas, and it was over. I can't believe how quickly that was. I mean, Baus, talk us through this. How impactful was Diana going out? I mean, the artifact damage there from PinkRoid was unbelievable. Diana going out so early on, how did that impact proceedings in set 1?
That was a really impressive takeout. Diana is traditionally built as a really tanky unit, a unit you're typically not able to take out on turn 1, but PinkRoid showed that he's been farming those artifacts over and over in order to get all that additional damage. And that Diana, without the Diana, SaPyn was in such a difficult position, and he just couldn't get back from there.
Yeah, one of his legs has been taken out from under him, metaphorically speaking there, Killer. I mean, in this next game, what can SaPyn do? Is he going to be a lot more defensive? Does he have to kind of, be a bit more tanky? How does he go about proceedings now?
SaPyn has to decide if he wants to go with a similar draft or change it up and respond to PinkRoid in a different manner.
Indeed. It's all on this one. It's a best of 3. What's going to happen? Is PinkRoid going to go through? Let's find out. Pick and ban time. Over to you.
Here we go. Here we go. Set number 2. PinkRoid versus SaPyn. 1-0 Ganymede and Tiang Lam banned in the last match. Are we going to see in this match? Merlon getting banned. Sierra with that speed lead also getting pre-banned. First picks are about to come in. Both players taking the time to consider their options.
That's a really interesting pre-ban of the Mo Long from PinkRoid. SaPyn didn't even pick that in the previous match.
There we go. PinkRoid with the first pick. Okeanos. SaPyn about to show his first 2 picks.
Indeed, perhaps PinkRoid is signaling he doesn't want to deal with that Mo Long and Lulu combination. Extremely tanky, extremely difficult to take out.
There we go. SaPyn going with that Ganymede first pick. Taking it away from that Gani-Oki combo. And what his second pick is going to be, goes with the Lulu and friends. PinkRoid very swiftly responds with Changpunk, Chiwu being a very strong speeder leader right now.
I really like PinkRoid's draft right now. Going with those 2 AoE strippers, extremely aggressive, so much additional damage. And SaPyn does have the Lulu, but the Changpunk is an excellent counter to the Lulu.
There we go. Both players taking their time to pick their units. Vertihill comes out from SaPyn's side, and that Rika coming out from SaPyn's side.
I like the Vertihill pick. Vertihill with those 3 AoE units, he can do very well. Not sure about the Rika though, because PinkRoid has access to a lot of reset, a lot of strips. Not sure if Rika's ever actually going to be able to use her cooldown skills.
There we go. PinkRoid bringing out that Tiang Lang. That was pre-banned in the last match. And Water Monkey King. SaPyn with his last unit. What is he going to pick? Curious to find out.
Tian Lang, which PinkRoid finally has access to, is an excellent counter to the Vertihill. And obviously, the Water Monkey King, a rare pick, but good against those fire units.
There we go. Brings out that Diana once again as his last pick. Tiang Lang gets banned from PinkRoid's side, and that Vertihill gets banned on SaPyn's side. PinkRoid opting with the speed leader, and SaPyn going with that accuracy leader. Here we go. Match set number 2. 1-0 PinkRoid. Best of 3. PinkRoid taking that first turn, stripping everyone on SaPyn's side. And Okeanos only stunning 2 out of the 4 units. Changpunk follows up very swiftly. Diana and most of the monsters. There we go. Water Monkey King stunning that Rika. Diana about to take a turn. Her skills are on cooldown. Takes an additional turn. And skills are back up.
That was a really important prop from Diana because PinkRoid has so much control. SaPyn is going to have to rely on that Diana for the RNG. It also resists against all of these skill resets, all of these stuns. And Diana seems to be doing her job very nicely there, Killer.
Diana doing Diana things and Brocken taking extra turns. There we go, taking that Water Monkey King on her human form. Transforms back into Pony and stunning that chunk. Oh, was it Okeanos?
The Okeanos, that was a stun from wind onto fire there, but now Chiwu is doing a similar thing.
There we go, Okeanos skill 2 available. Goes for the reset on Rika, lands it. Chiwu goes skill 2 on Rika, blocks beneficial effects. Changpunk pushes Rika's half back. And
That Ganymede is going to be able to move before the Lulu in order to ventilate Lulu's skills, so Lulu can heal the Diana, and the Diana can take a couple of more turns, maybe take a couple more procs. Things are looking really good for SaPyn.
yeah, still anyone's game at this moment. Diana having all her skills available, transforms into human form. Who is he gonna put his skill into? Hits Changpang. There we go, doing some serious damage and stunning Changpang with that skill 1. Okeanos follows up on PinkRoid's side.
Indeed. Things are looking very tough for PinkRoid. That Diana didn't work out so well in the previous match, but this match, this Diana finally did what Diana can do. That was a truly incredible Diana showcase from SaPyn so far.
There we go, Chu doing some good work there, stripping everyone from SaPyn's side, but is it enough? There we go, Diana, human form, taking out that Changpang, transforms back. Is it going to be able to stun that fire unit again? No, it doesn't. But Okeanos skills are on cooldown.
Indeed, the match is not quite over yet. This Okeanos is on Violent and can take a couple of procs. Maybe Chiwu can use his skill 1 to sleep, 2-turn sleep the Lulu. That would be impressive, and I'd like to see PinkRoid try that because that's probably all he can do.
Not looking too healthy on PinkRoid's side. We've got the Lulu and friends on SaPyn's side. We know she's a very strong support unit. What is the pony going to do? Skill 1 onto Okeanos, does not stun him. Lulu cleanses that Gani. Here we go, immunity's up.
Yeah, no need for the Diana to transform at the moment. There are 2 fire units on the field, but SaPyn has so much sustain from that Lulu, he can just tank out any damage that PinkRoid is going to bring.
There we go, as the match goes on. Okeanos, Rainer Stone's doing a little bit more damage than prior before. There we go, Chu is stripping everyone, but Lulu able to recover.
I think now the Diana is looking very healthy. It's time to go all in. Maybe just transform and try and take out a unit.
There we go, skill 1, stunning Okeanos. There we go, SaPyn takes the second set, evening it out 1-1, best of 3, next match decider.
Gentlemen, we have ourselves a matchup here. The tables have turned. We wanted to see it, and it happened. What a difference that Diana made remaining in the game for SaPyn there, Baus, and ultimately turning the tables and making this a 1-1 going into a best of 3. This is amazing.
That's true, Adam. We saw what happens if you don't take that out, that Diana turn 1. She was getting all of those violent procs, all of those stuns as well. She managed to do so many skill 1 stuns on all of PinkRoid's team, taking out all of PinkRoid's really heavy damage dealers before they even had a chance to do that much. That was truly an incredible performance from that Diana from SaPyn.
It was, and SaPyn as well, utilising the heals magnificently there, always feeling that his team are buffed and ready to roll whatever the given situation that was going to get thrown at him there. It seemed like a really strong performance there from SaPyn, Killer.
Yes, he did take that first hit from PinkRoid, but he was able to survive and recover from that and taking that set.
Yep, and this is it, set 3, game 2. It all comes down to this. Whoever wins goes into our semi-finals. Pick and ban time. I'm ready. I hope you are too.
Here we go, guys. 50 seconds for pre-bans, pick and ban. What are these two guys going to do? Stick to the same draft or change it up? Merlong and Sierra available to play in this match as they were pre-banned in the last match.
I wonder if SaPyn is going to change it up and not pre-ban the Tianlang.
There we go, Tianlang gets pre-banned and that Ganymede gets pre-banned again. It looks like round 1 all over again, but are we going to see the same draft?
Not switching up, that's fair enough. That means SaPyn has access to that Diana once again without the Tianlang passive being available for PinkRoid.
There we go, SaPyn locking in that Sierra speed lead very quickly. PinkRoid going with the Lulu and friends first pick and still has 20 seconds to decide his second monster. Goes with the Lulu and friends and Merlong combo. How would SaPyn respond to this?
Interesting, really early choice of the Merlong into the wind unit, the Sierra. But of course, Merlong does synergize very well with Lulu. PinkRoid signaling a little bit of a different comp from the previous match. He's planning to tank out the first turn, I think, and hoping to use Lulu like SaPyn did previously to turn the tide.
There we go, SaPyn bringing out that Bella once again. Didn't do too much in that first round, but he brings it out again, and that Triana. PinkRoid responding with that Antares and taking that Diana on his side this time around.
Fantastic to see PinkRoid bringing out those Luxac units that he loves to use, the Antares. I really want to see some Antares action this time. And of course, the Diana denied from SaPyn.
Luxac unit indeed, here he goes. Very heal on SaPyn's side and a light Berry King. And
that's right.
PinkRoid with his last final unit goes with the Rika.
The Rico is signaling a possible ban on the Triana. No, he takes it back. Still signaling a ban on the Triana there from PinkRoid. On SaPyn's side, I think he might want to ban the Xian now, because if he knows the Triana is going to get banned, then he'll probably want to not have to deal with that Xian.
There we go, that Xian getting banned. Anyways, those bombs don't matter. SaPyn opting in with the speed lead, and PinkRoid going with the HP leader skill. Here we go. Set number 3, winner moves on to semi-finals. PinkRoid versus SaPyn.
Well, it looks like PinkRoid outsmarted SaPyn there.
There we go, Bella taking that first turn, putting some damage into Antares. Vertiheal follows up, hits Antares. Sierra follows up, lands the bomb onto Antares. Antares stunned but not taken out, still alive in this game, looking almost on the brink of death.
Not quite enough damage there, and Lulu is going to heal. What I was saying earlier is that PinkRoid actually did not ban the Triana because he knew that SaPyn was going to ban the Xian, so he didn't need to ban the Triana anymore, banning the more threatening unit in Oberon.
There we go, Lulu and friends about to do some support, healing that Antares, looking very healthy on PinkRoid's side, recovering very well. Both sides looking very, very healthy. Anyone's game at this point.
That's right, Antares is still on the field.
Doing some serious damage there on SaPyn's side with that Antares, putting everyone on half HP bar. There we go, Triana about to take a turn. Goes for the heal. AoE immunity on SaPyn's side.
That Antares is very well ruined. So tanky and yet doing so much damage. Probably on a very low speed build, but a lot of artifacts, a lot of strong artifacts. Once again, PinkRoid really showcasing his artifact quality in this match as well.
Yeah, that Molong doing some serious damage with that Reckless Assault onto Sierra. There we go, Triana skill 1 into Diana. Bella to follow up. Bella into Antares. There we go, additional turn from her passive.
Fantastic damage from Bella. Just taking out almost half of that Antares' life. We know it's quite a tanky Antares, but this Bella as a unit can be built quite tanky, and it's still doing so much damage with the artifacts of the multi-hit. Artifacts being really impactful on this match at the moment.
There we go, that Diana on the brink of death. SaPyn detonating that bomb, taking that Diana out. Antares with a little bit of HP left. Molong taking out that Sierra along the way.
It's all about the Antares procs now. Both players on 3 units, but that Bella, it's just going again and again and again and again.
There we go, and again onto Molong, landing double dots. Vertiheal goes into that water unit. Single crit, Molong follows up. Fails to strip anyone, stunning Vertiheal along the way. Lulu and friends and Molong.
Oh my goodness, this Bella, PinkRoid was not ready for it. This, as I said before, a really underrated unit, this Bella. Maybe PinkRoid have thought about pre-banning the Bella a bit more because he's just not able to deal with this Bella.
There we go, Triana skill 1 into Molong, doing some serious damage this late in the game. Vertiheal doing some serious damage onto Molong. Bella stripping, taking out that Molong. Match looks pretty well decided. There we go, 2-0 SaPyn versus PinkRoid. SaPyn advancing to the semi-finals.
Absolutely unbelievable. I don't think anyone saw Bella doing a job there, but she really did for SaPyn. I mean, underestimated to a degree there by PinkRoid. SaPyn there came out of the gates those last 2 games and kind of almost snuck under the radar there with units like Bella Baus, and just, I mean, he seemed unstoppable in that last game.
Yeah, that's right, Adam. I mentioned the Bella as what I thought was a really underrated unit. We've seen other players use Bella successfully on ladder. SaPyn brought out the Bella. PinkRoid didn't feel like he was that afraid of the Bella, but clearly he should have been. That was a really dominant victory from SaPyn. The Bella just doing so much damage every single turn from those artifacts, from those multi-hits.
Yeah, you summoners watching at home, never, ever, ever underestimate your opponent. Or Bella, I guess, as well, because just simply magnificent stuff. But we can see that PinkRoid, of course, goes to next weekend to our lower bracket, but this guy knows exactly what to do. I've got no doubt we're going to see a big fight, a big comeback next weekend. But as you can see here from the brackets, SaPyn goes through to the semi-final later on, taking on Seiishizo in that semi. It's going to be epic, a best of 5 later coming your way. Do not miss it. Stick around for that one. But we have 2 more quarterfinals coming your way, 2 more best of 3s. That we are rapidly going through here. They're happening so quickly, so fast. Our team, our players are really working out ways to outwit, outsmart their opponents here, and we've got a great matchup in game number 3 coming up for you. Right, let's take a look at this one, boys. Baus, I mean, Yan37 versus ThatAapje. I mean, this is 2 newcomers, but 2 players we're looking forward to seeing compete at this level.
Indeed, Adam. This was a match I was actually really looking forward to. 2 newcomers, Yan and ThatAapje. We're going to see probably some new units, probably some new strategies we haven't seen so far today.
Yeah, killer. I mean, Yan37 looks decent. I mean, again, a win rate which has increased on last season. It's always fun to watch newcomers compete because who knows what they're going to bring to the party.
Yeah, they wouldn't be here if there weren't any good players, but it looks like he has improved from season to season and probably doing much better this season. I'm very excited to see what Yan brings out in today's match.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, obviously this is a chance as well for new players that we might not know that much about to make a case for them to be here and be the stars of tomorrow by being here and showing us what they're capable of. So both players here could really do that, particularly as semi-final places up for grabs and then potentially a place in the Europe Cup as well. Let's take a look at the competitor. This is ThatAapje. I mean, again, not the highest win rates, but talk me through the units set up here. I see a Fire and Bison there, looking mighty meaty here, Baus.
Yeah, ThatAapje going for a really aggressive strategy, a lot of AoE strips, a lot of AoE control, really in contrast to what Yan is planning to bring with the Ragdoll, with the heals. So it's going to be a battle of control against sustain today, I think.
Yeah, indeed. I think Ragdolls, last year, the Ragdoll was a very prominent unit, was utilized a lot, and hopefully we're going to see something special happen in this next matchup. Again, these 2 we don't know too much about, so anything is possible. It's time for the pick and bans. It is game 3. It is set 1. 2 newcomers, 2 rising stars going head-to-head. Can't wait. Over to you, boys.
Here we go, match number 3. 2 newcomers, just like you said, in SWC. 60 seconds for pre-bans to come in. Both players considering their options.
I'm sure that ThatAapje has been doing his homework, probably knows that Yan has the Ragdoll, probably going to pre-ban that Ragdoll.
Just like you predicted, boss, that Ragdoll gets the pre-ban and the Carnal gets the pre-ban. Here we go, 5 seconds to decide what they're going to draft up in the coming match. ThatAapje going with that first pick, Okeanos. John very swiftly picking Sierra and Merlong. Sierra being a very good speed lead. On John's side, also having the option to go HP lead. ThatAapje responding with the Water Ryu, aka Moore, and that Changpeng.
Such fast picks from both players. They knew what they were planning to do. No hesitations at all. Yan picking the Lulu for that sustain. ThatAapje with all those strippers, with all that control, his traditional kind of draft.
There we go, John going with that Juno and Lulu and friends. Last pick, locking in Leo. There we go, Leo gets pre-banned. ThatAapje, Chiwu and Savannah last pick. Savannah getting pre-banned. Both players opting in with that speed lead.
This is an incredibly fast-paced match, killer. ThatAapje is going to take this first turn. Let's see how many sequences he lands.
There we go, ThatAapje taking that first turn as predicted, stripping everyone on John's side. Ryu pushing back some attack bars. Changpeng follows right up, pushing everyone's attack bars back to 0. Revenge set on Juno, getting some attack bar. Okeanos follows right up.
That was a big revenge from Juno, and of course, Lulu did not get stunned by the Okeanos. He's going to need to make sure he resets it.
And that Lulu resists that reset. Here we go, Changpeng, additional turn, goes for the skill 2, lands that defense break on Lulu and friends and Merlong. Merlong comes out of the stun but fails to take another additional turn. Ryu attack break on Lulu. There we go, Sierra follows up, lands the bomb on Okeanos. And Changpeng being stunned again.
Really unlucky for ThatAapje. That Juno has been revenging. She's been stunning with the despair runes. She's just been going in and in and in. And there's just nothing that ThatAapje can do.
There we go, Water Ryu skill 1 onto Lulu and friends, doing some serious damage. Juno taking now a player, Changpeng, out of this match. 4 vs 3, Okeanos getting brink of death almost.
Yeah, it looks like Yan is going to wrap up this match. ThatAapje just could not have enough damage to take out any of Yan's units in time, and then the Lulu kicked in. Lulu did not get reset, she just healed up her units, and then Jan was able to wrap things up from there.
There we go, Sierra taking out that Water Ryu, Chulu versus 4 monsters. And there we go, Merlong, Reckless Assault, John taking out that first match, best of 3, 1-0.
What an aggressive start to proceedings again, fellas. I mean, we're seeing, as we said before, you know, you guys watching at home, these are two players we don't know too much about, but want to see that, you know, what they're willing to bring to these EU prelims. And my goodness, I mean, Yan37, what a great start from him, Baus. Straight away, just dominating that matchup.
Yep, incredible stuff, Adam. Yan, he had the Lulu, he had the Juno, those 2 units are very, very strong second turn units, and ones that ThatAapje just was not able to deal with. He was not able to reset that Lulu with the Okeanos, and that was such a crucial moment in the game. And then, unfortunately for ThatAapje, Yan was just able to take over quite smoothly from there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, RNG plays an incredible, a massive part of this, but at the same time, going into this next matchup, obviously there is a place in a semi-final up for grabs here, and we now need to see Apje turn things around to get 2 back-to-back victories. How does he do it, Killer? How does he do this thing?
We're about to find out how he's going to do it, because he's going to either have to come up with a new plan or stick to the same plan, because the pre-bans are coming in right now. Here we go, Chung Pang and Kano getting pre-banned.
Interesting to see that Kano getting pre-banned again. Both players do not want to deal with the Kano. It looks like we're not going to see Kano at all today in these matches.
We know Kano is a very strong unit. John going with that speed lead. Sierra first pick very quickly. ThatAapje responding with Okeanos, Lulu and friends.
Finally, ThatAapje changing up his draft, taking the Lulu instead.
There we go, John picking that ragdoll. And is that Cha-Cha and friends?
No, I believe it's called Shushu and friends. I have one of these. That is a huge surprise for Jan. I love to see it. This is what we came here for.
Shushu and friends has the same similar kit to Lulu and friends, so that is a very surprise pick right there. There we go, Apje going with that Ganymede, and 4th unit, what's it going to be? Going with a Kaki. Loving the draft. Here we go, John responding with Merlong and Icarus.
Such an interesting draft from both sides. Both sides bringing a lot of fixed damage. Actually, the Kaki does counter the Ragdoll pretty well there.
There we go. Last pick for ThatAapje going with that Rika. The pre-bans are the bans are about to come in. I'm surprised. I'm looking forward to see what the bans will be.
Well, yeah, Shushu, that ban was signaled by the Rika pick, and then of course Jan goes in the other direction. No mind games here today.
There we go. John opting in with that Sierra speed lead, and ThatAapje opting in with that accuracy lead from that Ganymede. Merlong taking that first turn reckless assault into Okeanos, doing some serious damage. Icarus taking that Okeanos out. What a swift combo right there from Merlong Icarus.
That was incredible. These 2 units, Merlong and Icarus, must be very, very fast, taking advantage of that speed lead. I don't know if that Icarus is on a really fast violent set or perhaps a swift set, but really, really incredibly ruined from Jan here.
Doesn't matter because they did the job, and it looks like it's 4v3 at this moment. Sierra still won onto Ganymede. There we go, Ragdoll follows up, puts some damage onto Ganymede. Sierra taking another turn, Merlong follows up. Looks like he's trying to take out that Ganymede.
Yeah, indeed. Looks like Jan is just going to wrap things up. But let's not forget that up here, he still has the Lulu on his side. He still has the Kaki. He still has some really strong units that Jan isn't able to deal with as well at the moment because, of course, Merlong and Icarus's skill 3s have already been used. So not representing as much damage for now.
Yes, this match ain't over just yet. Here we go, Icarus taking that Ganymede. Looking very healthy for Jan's side. Apje with 2 units left, but still Lulu and friends and Kaki can do some serious damage. Taking that Sierra 3v2. Here we go.
Yeah, now things are looking a little bit more comfortable for Jan. Jan is about to get his cooldowns back up any minute soon. I think he has the Icarus with a skill 3 left. I don't think ThatAapje is quite going to be able to take it out. Oh, never mind.
Huge additional proc from Lulu there, taking that Icarus before her skills were back up. Ragdoll putting in some damage. Additional turn into Kaki again. Kaki about to take a turn. Where will he land? He lands it on the Ragdoll. Lulu follows up. Looks like very healthy on Apje's side with that recovery. Merlong follows up. Kaki taking it right now. Taking that Ragdoll out. This was anyone's match.
That was a suicidal blow from Jan. That Kaki, he took out the Ragdoll and then he got the reflect damage, so he was taken out as well. Now it's Merlong against Zulu. Very interesting matchup.
I love it. Lulu can heal forever and Merlong can put some damage onto Lulu, but I think this match is almost decided. ThatAapje, Lulu taking it out. Almost.
That was an incredible comeback from ThatAapje.
Huge comeback. There we go. 1-1 tiebreaker. Best of 3.
What a comeback from Appiah there. I don't think any of us saw that coming there. It started off very badly, in the sense down to 3 units almost straight away off the bat. But suddenly there is a fight back. We love to see our one-on-one as well, Baus. And to find those last 2 characters healing for King and Country, it just wasn't going to go any other way than Appiah's way there. 1-1, we go into a game 3. This is massive.
Yeah, that was massive, Adam. The Molong and Icarus being so fast, being able to take 2 units, caught me off by guard, as well as the Chushu pick, of course. I really like that. But unfortunately, after they used their skills, ThatAapje was just able to take a bit over a little bit. That Kaki did so much work for him, proccing, doing so much damage. We know that Kaki has the passive that gives him a bit of tankiness, even when he's on a full damage build. And that really showed with how much consistent damage the Kaki was able to bring out.
Absolutely. Obviously, we're going into our 3rd and final game set in this matchup, in this quarterfinal here. Whoever wins this one goes through to secure a semi-final spot. It's going to be huge. Let's jump into this. Fellas, can't wait to see how these pick and bans turn out. Over to you.
Here we go. The decider is about to start. Last round pre-bans was the Changpang and the Kano. Are we going to see some action from these guys in this match? The decider, here we go. Kano gets banned on that Jan side, as Appiah banned it in the last match from his side, and that Ragdoll getting banned as well.
Very predictable ban, same as match 1. I wonder if we're going to see the same draft from match 1 as well, or if they're going to mix it up.
Indeed, boss. Let's see if they're going to keep the same draft or switch it a little bit up. Appiah first pick. What is he going to pick?
Well, I believe he picked the Okeanos in match 1, or he also has something. Oh, that's not an Okeanos killer.
My guilty ThatAapje is flashing that Sigmarus as a request. Here we go. Picking that Okeanos first pick. China from Jan's side, Sierra, Lulu. These guys are playing some mind games over here.
Wow. We always love when players can have a little bit of fun as well as being competitors, so I really appreciate that from both players today.
Love that sportsmanship. Here we go. ThatAapje going with the More pick, aka Water, Ryu, and Changpang, and then Jan responding with the Juno and Diana on his side of the deck. ThatAapje going with that Ganymede and Savannah, and Jan locking in that Leo as his final pick. Ban's about to come in.
The draft does look a little bit different, and the Leo ban is a clear one.
There we go. Just like you predicted, Leo banned, Savannah banned, Sierra speed lead, more speed lead. Who will take that first turn? Keep your eyes close to those attack bars. We will see who will take. Here we go. More Water Ryu taking that first turn, stripping 3 out of 4 units. Diana putting that shield up. Changpang to follow up the Water Ryu.
This time Ganymede is on the table. He has an irresistible reset, so he can actually reset the Lulu with no problem now. And things are looking a little bit different versus match 1.
There we go. Okeanos Rainer Stern stunning that Diana. Okeanos taking another turn, resetting Sierra's bomb. Changpang follows up, resetting most of the units on Jan's side with his skill 3.
Yeah, that's it.
Ganymede.
This time, Appiah looking at a lot more control versus match 1. There is a difference this time. He doesn't have the Chiwu. Instead, he has an extra control unit instead of an extra stripper. And it's really showing right now that Appiah is just doing damage after damage after damage. And the Juno is not revenge stunning this time.
That turn cycling from ThatAapje is very, very well tuned, coming off very, very nicely. That Jan not having much time to respond, as most of his skills were on cooldown from that Changpang and the Okeanos. Here we go, Lulu taking a turn, all skills on cooldown. Sierra taking a turn, all skills on cooldown. Juno, skill 2 available, but nothing to do. Stunning that Changpang.
Yeah, that's right. Once this Lulu gets taken down, there's not much that Jan is going to do. And ThatAapje, it looks like he's going to wrap this up right now.
There we go, Appiah taking out that Juno with that Ganymede. Take best of 3, 2-1. Appiah progressing to that semi-finals.
Wow. I mean, I don't think any of us saw that coming after that very swift first set for Jan. But then suddenly, Appiah comes back. It's almost like he kind of saw what he did in the first game, took it all in and then recycled it in his favor and counteracted every which way there, Baus. It was an incredible comeback.
Yep, I think he really learned from what went wrong in match 1. In match 1, he had the Chiwu and the Ryu, the double AoE strippers. He didn't actually need the double AoE strippers because Yan was representing a much slower draft. So instead, he brought in the control with the Savannah instead. The Savannah did get banned, but it meant he was able to have that Gani Oki Chong Pong combo. And that was just irrepressible. Yan could do nothing about it but watch as his units got taken down by all of that damage, all of that additional stuff. It was just a lot of control from ThatAapje.
It really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Gani Oki Chong Pong combo. I love that. It's fantastic. I mean, Killer, obviously, we've got ourselves another semi-finalist here as well. Going into the brackets, you can see ThatAapje is through to the semi-finals. We have one more space left. Who is it going to be? Viilipytty versus Rosith. The game that we've said at the beginning was going to be an absolute beauty. And it's here. It's finally arrived. These are two players we know so much about. We watched them last year. They've been consistently involved in the Summoners War World Arena Championships over the last few years. And finally, we've come down to this massive quarterfinal. Killer, I mean, these two players, such big weight on their shoulders, responsibility-wise, because everyone knows how good they are going into these finals.
Yes, both these players world finalists, but early on in the prelims this year, SWC 2021. This is a very exciting match to see very early on in the bracket.
Indeed. Baus, I think Finland versus France, if I'm not mistaken here. Let's talk about Viilipytty first. A player we saw last year was dominant, and again, he's back here for another go-round to get into the Europe Cup here. Tell us about Viilipytty. What do we like so much about him?
Well, this is Viilipytty, the one and only, the reigning EU Cup champion from last year. He has an incredibly aggressive draft with a lot of units that do a lot of damage moving first, and he gained a lot of fans from that last year, so I'm sure they'll all be cheering him on today.
No doubt, no doubt. If you are cheering on, let us know in the chat if you are a Viilipytty fan, or if you're a Rosith fan, let us know as well. Killer, this is another player as well who has got a fan base. He's been around the block. He knows exactly what is needed at this level. How good do you think Rosith is going to be as a competitor? And how do you rate him going up against the Europe Cup current champion?
You know, I was reading a little fact about Rosith, and his favorite thing to do in the game is farming runes. So Rosith's rune quality is very high, and I'm actually very excited to watch both of them battle it out.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. Obviously, these are all best of 3, so there's going to be a couple of opportunities to try and get those 2 points to go through to that semi-final, where we know that we have ThatAapje waiting, trying to get his opportunity to go through to the Europe Cup finals, which is massive. Whatever happens, a seasoned pro will go up against a newcomer rising star, so it's going to be huge either way. Fireworks left, right, and centre. It's time for the very first matchup, though. It is a big one. Rosith and Viilipytty going head-to-head. It's pick and ban time. Let's see what they're bringing to this one. Over to you, fellas.
Here we go, match number 4, the final one for the quarterfinals today. Rosith versus Viilipytty. Viilipytty banning that Lulu, and Rosith banning out that Nashad. Knowing a little bit about his opponent's deck, possibly right there.
Yeah, possibly so. Rumor has it Viilipytty has summoned a couple of new light dart units so far. So Rosith doing his research, banning out that Nasha. Viilipytty banning the Lulu, not the Ragdoll this time, interestingly.
There we go, Vili with that first pick. Colonel Rosith responding with that Sierra Merlong, Aussie's first and second pick. Viilipytty taking the time to respond for second and third picks right now.
Really interesting, that's quite an early Merlong pick. The Sierra Merlong combo is quite nice. If Viilipytty has any units off will or is stripped, then Sierra Merlong could just turn it, take out a unit just like that.
There we go, Viilipytty going with that tablet speed leader of his own, followed by Okeanos for his third pick. Rosith taking the time to consider how to respond, brings out that Ragdoll, brings out that Juno, third and fourth picks locked in on Rosith's side. Viilipytty going with his fourth and final picks.
Classic Viilipytty, very aggressive draft, very early on. The early tableau pick, not something we see that often, but I love to see it, and I hope that Viilipytty brings the damage. Rosith, bringing in that Ragdoll, a little bit more sustain, might take some turns off Viilipytty, and maybe during those turns that he's able to take off him, might be able to turn the tide of the match around.
There we go, bringing out that Cian and waiting till that final second to lock in Ganymede on Viilipytty's side. There's his deck. Carnal, Tableau, Okeanos, Cian, Ganymede, Rosith about to pick his final master.
Rosith is going to have to think of something to counter all of this control. Viilipytty not representing any strip at the moment, so Rosith can just bring in an immunity unit, but that will probably get banned.
There we go, Rosith pulling that Eleanor Light Pony on his side. Here we go, they're both gonna pick their leader skills any moment right now.
Really nice to see another Light Dart Nat 5 from Rosith. That Eleanor does bring the immunity, so I think that's a straightforward ban for Viilipytty. But then he's also going to have to deal with that Ragdoll, so not sure if he will ban that one out.
There we go, Xiang getting banned on Viilipytty's side by Rosith, and Vili banning out that Eleanor. Both opting in with that speed lead. Tableau versus Sierra. Look at those, closely at those attack bars. I'm very curious to see who takes that first turn 1. Here we go, Okeanos taking turn 1 on Viilipytty's side. What will he choose to go ahead with? There we go, resetting that Sierra. Very crucial right there. Sierra comes up, taking a turn with her skills on cooldown.
Interesting choice. Obviously you see Viilipytty only has a single target strip, but of course because the Ragdoll passive kicks in, Rosith's units get to take a turn, and therefore it doesn't matter. Rosith's units are off will runes by the time this Ganny moves.
There we go, Ganymede resetting that Merlon, taking that turn. Skill 1 onto Sierra, landing that glancing tablet, takes a turn. All skills available, goes with skill 2, stunning 2 out of 4 units. Very crucial right there. Okeanos, Rain of Stones is available. Is he going to choose to use it? There we go.
I think he will. Viilipytty now able to utilize the Ganny Oki combo. And let's not forget the Carnal. The Carnal has not used his skill 3 yet. But this Tableau looks like it's going to get taken out before he gets to use his skill 3. He had the chance to do that early. He chose the skill 2. Not sure about that play, but it's still looking really good for Viilipytty.
There we go. Ganymede taking another turn. What will he decide to do with that Ganymede? Tableau not looking very healthy right there. There we go, Carnal. Skill 2 onto Juno, taking additional proc. Skill 3, landing that slow and stun onto Sierra. Here we go. Tableau battling that.
That's right, that was a really crucial revenge from Juno as well, because Juno is the unit that's going to get Rosith possibly some RNG he needs, because there is so much control from Viilipytty's side right now.
Still anyone's game right here. That Ganymede taking out that fire unit. Juno, Carnal about to take a turn. Both sides don't have any heals, so it's still anyone's game at this moment. Okeanos, skill 1 available only. Where will he choose to throw it? Throws it onto Merlon. Ganymede, skill 3 available for a reset.
Yeah, that's right. Viilipytty looking in a really strong position right now. He needs to be careful about that Ragdoll skill 2 though, the ignore defense. He needs to make sure he doesn't leave the Ragdoll on 30%, under 30% HP. But Viilipytty is a veteran. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
There we go, that Carnal taking an additional turn, doing some serious damage, stunning that Ragdoll along the way. Ganymede taking that Merlon. Here we go, I don't know what to think. Viilipytty taking that set 1-0 versus Rosith, best of 3. Very exciting.
It is. Viilipytty is here to make it count. He wants to show everybody there is a reason that he is the current Europe Cup champion, and this is it. We thought that Rosith had a way in, that he was going to turn it around, Baus, but Viilipytty comes back so strong. I mean, this guy is impressive, and there's no wonder he is one of the very best.
Yeah, clearly Viilipytty had a game plan today, Adam. He banned out that Lulu instead of the Ragdoll. He didn't actually bring so many AoE strippers into Rosith because he knew he was actually just going to let that Ragdoll through and then let Rosith's units take their turn, not actually do very much, and then let Viilipytty go in with his AoE control. And that's exactly what happened today. Viilipytty had a plan and he executed it to perfection. I'm really impressed with what he did today.
He really did. Killer, it's time for match number 2, or set 2 in this game. If Viilipytty manages to get another win here, he goes through to the semi-finals. Is it going to happen?
Let's not count Rosith out now. It was a very exciting match, and I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one going ahead again. 60 seconds for new bans. Here you go. The pre-bans are in. Ragdoll and that Carnal getting pre-banned.
That Carnal did a lot of work for Viilipytty in the previous match, so no surprise that the Carnal was pre-banned this time. We've seen a lot of Carnal pre-bans in this match. This time, no Ragdoll. Viilipytty is going to need to come up with a slightly new plan. He's going to need to bring some strippers probably.
There we go, Rosith going with that Sierra, his own set of speed lead. and Viilipytty going with his own set of speed lead as well with that Tableau, and Okeanos for second pick.
Such an early Tableau pick once again. Rosith, you should think about picking up that Leo. The Leo is a really strong counter to Tableau, and I reckon if he does that, and if he thinks of the lack of strip that Viilipytty has, maybe he can bring something like a Rika, something like a Shan, in order to kind of turn the tide.
There we go, Rosith locking in Merlong and Lulu and friends for second and third monster. Viilipytty bringing out that Nasha. Very interesting unit to see if it gets any gameplay. And fourth unit, a Basta. Here we go. Basta has a very nice kit for a cleave. We're going to see some cleave here possibly. We're not sure yet.
I am loving what I'm seeing on the screen right now, Killer. The Nasha, the Basta. This is essentially a pseudo cleave from Viilipytty right now. And I'm really excited to see if he can pull it off.
There we go, Rosith responding with the Leo and the Annabelle. Viilipytty, last unit, what is it going to be? Is it going to be something just as exciting? He goes with the Changpang, locks in that Changpang. Here we go, both players taking that time for the bans to come in.
I think the Leo is a clear ban from Viilipytty's side, but if I were Rosith, I wouldn't know what to ban. There's just so much going on from Viilipytty. He could ban the attack buff from Bastet, he could ban the strip from Changpang, he could ban the Nasha, probably the main source of damage, but really, he's just going to have to rely on resistance. He's going to rely on the sustain from Lulu and Anivor in this match, I think.
There we go, Rosith banning that Tableau speed lead on Viilipytty's side, and Vili banning that Leo so his Nasha doesn't get nerfed. Here we go, Rosith opting in with the speed lead, and Viilipytty opting in with the accuracy lead from Okeanos.
Set 2 is
about to begin.
Let's go.
Here we go, Changpang taking first turn, stripping everyone, landing that glancing and a defense break on Annabelle. Basta follows up very swiftly after Changpang. Here we go, Okeanos follows up after Nasha. Skill 3, Rain of Stones. Lands it on every single monster. Nasha doing some damage to fight there. Don't blink, guys.
Wow, that was a huge proc from Lulu, and also the Annabelle surviving. Rosith's units are so tanky.
Yeah, that was a massive proc from Lulu, saving his comp. Here we go. Okeanos about to take a turn. Skill 2 is available. What will he choose to reset? Goes for that Annabelle reset, lands it. Changpang follows up, pushing those attack bars back down. Annabelle on the brink of death. And Basta taking a wrap with the skill 2 AoE defense break all around on Rosith team.
Yeah, Rosith got some really lucky procs just there, but it's not just over yet. Viilipytty, none of his units have been taken out. We know that Nasha can do an incredible amount of damage, even with that slow, even on the second life, and he still has the Changpang Okeanos in order to cycle their skills.
There we go, that Nasha getting dismounted. Changpang skill 1 onto Sierra, failing to push back her attack bar. Nasha about to take a turn, all defense breaks on Merlong. Lulu hits that Lulu, doesn't do too much damage, but still very tanky. Sierra skill 1 onto Basta, skill 1 onto Sierra. Sierra, the violent procs, landing the bomb onto Okeanos. Detonates, taking the Okeanos down. It's shifted very quickly right now.
Yeah, that's right. This match has been all about the procs this time, and procs have delivered for Rosith. He's make sure he has those violent runes, but we also know they're very fast. He has a lot of opportunity to proc anyway.
Here we go. Here we go. Viilipytty conceding second match. Even in that 1-0. Here we go.
What am I watching? What is going on? My favourite part there was Bowers going, Rosith's units are so tanky! I loved it. Honestly, what a great matchup. We expected a big head-to-head against these two, and we are not disappointed at all. We saw that initial proc was unbelievable, but Rosith came back, Bowers, with aplomb.
I was really looking forward to Viilipytty's comp, the Nasha, the Tableau, the Bastet. I was so excited, but Rosith, he's been farming those runes, he's been farming those grinds, probably those damage reduction artifacts in order to counter Viilipytty's team. Maybe he realized he was expecting the Nasha and put full light damage reduction on his team. We don't know if he's done that, but that Annabelle, it looked like it was possibly doing that. It was a slight tech for Viilipytty's team because it was not taking out on turn 1 and it was able to turn the tide from there.
I can see how excited you guys were. Hopefully you guys watching as well are equally as hyped as we are for this next matchup. Whoever wins this goes through to the semis. Let's jump into pick and bans, where it's going to get very exciting indeed. Here we go. Let's do it.
I told you it was going to be exciting. Here we go. The deciding match. Viilipytty versus Rosith. 1-all pre-bans are in. Nasha gets the pre-ban. Lulu gets the pre-ban. Here we go. Both team members taking a few seconds to decide what they will draft up.
Yeah, that's right. Same pre-bans from match 1. Viilipytty probably going to try and pull off the same thing, but Rosith will be prepared. I reckon Rosith will going to change up his draft a little bit, and maybe Viilipytty might find it a little more difficult to pull off the same thing in this match.
Here we go. We've seen that Carnal once again. Viilipytty picking Carnal first pick. Rosith to follow up on and respond.
Indeed, Rosith. He doesn't have the Lulu available for him this time that he utilized so well that last time, but we know that Lulu, or rather Rosith, has a really strong monster box, so he has plenty of options available.
There we go. Rosith going with that Sierra and Okeanas. Viilipytty. How will he respond? Responds with the Tableau once again with that speed lead. And third unit comes in any moment now.
Viilipytty loves this Tableau. I wonder if Rosith is going to pick a Leo a little bit earlier this time. He didn't take the Leo in match 1, but Viilipytty, the Tableau is synergizing so well with this draft.
Here we go. Viilipytty's one of his signature moves. Beast Rider Savannah comes out to play. Third unit locked in for Viilipytty. Rosith thinking how he's going to counter this. He's got a few more seconds to decide.
Indeed, the Leo will be a really obvious pick right now. He's flashing the Verd Hill. The Leo would synergize well with the Verd Hill, but he does not go with that actually.
There we go, Rosith going with that 30 Hill and more Water Ryu as his fourth unit, double speed lead on Rosith's side. Viilipytty responding with the Annabelle and his fourth monster, Merlon, comes out to play. Rosith responding his fifth monster, Diana. Banzo will be coming in any moment right now. Keep an eye out.
Interesting. Viilipytty showing his flexibility, able to rotate that draft from a very aggressive one into a slightly more defensive one with the Annabelle, and that Diana, of course, an excellent counter to the whole of Viilipytty's team. I'm fully expecting that Diana to get banned out from Rosith's side.
There we go, Viilipytty banning that Sierra, leaving Rosith only with a more speed lead, and Rosith banning that Carnal HP lead. Viilipytty opting in with that speed lead from that Tableau, who will take that first turn as both players have opted in for speed leads. Here we go, Moore taking that first turn, stripping, stunning the Annabelle procking out a stun. Here we go, that's very exciting. Goes for skill 3, landing a defense break and slow on Verd Hill and Ryu.
This action is really back and forth right now, and Rosith, he has this Diana on the field, so that Diana I think is going to do a lot of work for Rosith, but for example, for some reason he decided to just transform turn 1.
Here we go. Diana transforming first turn. Savannah cuts in, lands that defense break on everyone, failing to reset Diana's attack bar. Diana transforms back, putting in some damage onto that Savannah. Verd Hill follows from Rosith's side, dismounting that Savannah.
Well, Rosith really got away with that one there. The Savannah failing to reduce the Diana's attack bar, and therefore Diana living to go another day. And now Rosith is a really good position. He has that Verd in order to take more and more turns. But let's not forget, Viilipytty still has the Annabelle for sustain and Tableau to generate more turns for his team.
Just like you said, Tableau's about to take a turn. Generates more turns for his team, resetting some attack bar on Rosith's side. Annabelle follows up. Skill 2, skill 3 on cooldown. Skill 1 onto Pony. Here we go. Merlong was resetted by Okeanas not long ago. Skill 1 onto Diana, landing that defense break. Savannah, attack break, not doing so much damage on Diana.
That was unlucky for Viilipytty. I think Savannah missed a crit. So even though there was a defense break and a speed buff on Savannah, he was not able to take out the Diana. And now this Diana survived to live another day, and I think this Diana is just going to keep going and going and going now.
There you go, additional proc from Okeanas, being very crucial right there. Stunning that Tableau and that Diana taking out that Annabelle. Rosith looking very healthy right now. Merlong stun, Tableau stun, coming out of stun. Okeanas resetting, Merlong failing, resistance kicks in, and Verd Hill putting in some damage.
Indeed, Rosith has really been rewarded for his risky play today. Sometimes you do have to take those risks, and it works out brilliantly for Rosith, and it looks like he is going to defeat the reigning EU Cup champion in Viilipytty at the first round.
What a comeback from Rosith's side. That Diana putting in some work from 1-0 back to 2-1. Rosith taking out that quarterfinals, moving on to semifinals.
For Rosith, the risk paid off. He wins and goes through to the semi-finals. And as you both just said, knocks out Viilipytty, the reigning Europe Cup champion, into the lower bracket next weekend. And you have to kind of claw his way back into the competition. What an unbelievable matchup here, Baus. We saw two competitors. We knew a lot about them. These are both incredible in their field, the brilliant summoners. But Viilipytty there just could not deal with what Rosith was bringing to the party.
That's right, that Diana. We've seen Diana do so well for other players in previous matches today. And once again, Diana was the star of the show for Rosith. The Diana with the aggressive play being rewarded for Rosith. Rosith, of course, is a bit of a revenge for him because he did lose to Viilipytty in the Europe Cup final last year. So that must be extra sweet, this victory today.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big shout out to you two as well, guys. You brought so much energy and hype to that just then, Baus and Killer. Big love in the chat, please, for these two. That was so good. Like, I was living every second. I was shaking here. Let's have a look at the bracket as it currently stands. We can see here we now have our confirmed semi-finals coming your way. Best of fives. Seiishizo versus SaPyn versus ThatAapje as well. Later on, it's coming your way against Rosith, which is going to be absolutely humongous. Can't wait to see what happens next, guys. That's only the beginning, the quarterfinals there. We've got so much more. Now, of course, we know that you guys love being here with us on the SaMaNaRzwo World Arena Championships. The EU prelims is the place to be. It's the best. It's the most happening Saturday there is. We know as well that you love getting little freebies. So on the screen right now, check it out. That code up there for you right now. Utilize it, use the coupon code, and you'll get energy times 100, a mystical scroll as well. You can see it's right there, we're all pointing to it, you can't miss it. Make sure to utilize that. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have got the semi-finals coming away on day one of the EU prelims. Do not go anywhere, it's going to be fiery. We'll see you in a few.
Wanted to bring to your attention again, after to every single SWC broadcast.
Camilla here. You're gonna see a Ciara getting hit by Proximo. Look at looking to get that full team strip attack our footprint.
He did not pull a Champang yet. I would have thought I would choose Sierra first pick. He goes to the
Okay, here we go. Oh, Lucian, it's over. Lucian, it's the 12,000.
Mr. Chung is going to be this year's SWC champion.
This is war. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. I'll show you who's boss. The world is now a real-time battlefield. Join the global battlefield. Summoner's War, Lost Centuria. Download now.
Wanted to bring to your attention again, as we do every single SWC broadcast.
Camilla here. You want to see a son, Ciara, getting hit by frog move. Look at looking to get that full team strip attack our football.
He did not pull a Changpang yet. I would have thought I would see Sierra first pick. He goes to the OT.
Okay, here we go. Oh, Lucian, it's over. Lucian, it's the 12,000.
Mr. Chung is going to be this year's SWC champion.
Howdy, doodly-doo! Welcome back to the Summoners War World Arena Championships 2021. It's the EU prelims. It's me, Adam Savage, your host. I'm delighted to be joined again by Baus and Killer. It's been an incredible day so far, full of quarterfinals, but we're about to make our way into the semi-finals, the winners of which will progress to the Europe Cup. It's all to play for. Baus, best of fives. This is gonna get very spicy now.
Yep, I reckon we'll see a lot more back and forth. 5 matches, a lot more chance of players to show a little bit of different drafts, react a little bit more to the earlier drafts that they've seen, because there will be time if things have gone wrong in the first match, things have gone wrong in the second match. It's not over yet. You still have chance to make a comeback.
Indeed you do. And Killer, I mean, we've seen some veterans in this and some newcomers too. This is mighty exciting.
I'm actually very curious if a veteran or a newcomer can go 3-0 in a best of 5. Let's keep an eye out for that one.
Hey, do you think it's going to happen? Let us know in the chat. Also, I mean, talking of things that are happening around us, we are in a virtual studio right now. We mentioned this before, but guys, hands in the air. Hands in the air like you just don't care. You can see that we are disappearing left, right, and center here. No, it's not a magic trick. We're not illusionists. We're actually in a virtual broadcast, okay? So, obviously, COVID-19 hit last year, and we're still suffering the consequences of that to a degree. We're doing a virtual broadcast now, so myself, Baus, and Killer, the entire team, we're all over the world right now in this international affair. So if you do start to see us disappear, don't worry, we're all good. But it's for your safety, for our safety, until we can all return to an environment together and make sure it's 100% safe. So thanks for bearing with us during this time. Right, we have got lots coming your way here on this broadcast. We have seen brackets, we have seen formats as well. Let's take a look and see exactly how things are standing here on this amazing event this weekend, next weekend. You can see today is August 14th. We have these different contenders, 16 of which are going head-to-head trying to gain a place into our semis, then onto our 2 cup places available today for the Europe Cup. We'll have more of those tomorrow as well, the same format. The next weekend, those who don't qualify today will get a second chance at trying to get into the Europe Cup that way as well. So there are opportunities, but this is the easiest route, winning 2 games back-to-back to get into the Europe Cup. You may be able to win a chance then of getting into that Europe Cup and taking home the top prize of $10,000, which is an enormous amount of money for a summoner. Baus, you were doing this last year. We mentioned this before, but what an amazing chance this is for these players to be involved in the Europe Cup.
Yeah, it is a real privilege. I was really lucky to play in the Europe Cup 2 years ago and also compete in the preliminaries last year. I know how much fun it is, how exciting it is, and I'm sure all of these players are really looking forward to the remaining matches they have in store for us.
Oh, indeed. I mean, there is pressure to a degree, but, you know, everyone's got wind in their sails. They've won their very first matchup in the quarterfinals. So these are the current bracket standings. We have Seiishizo versus SaPyn coming your way, followed by ThatAapje versus Rosith later on today as well. So these are 4 competitors. We know the majority of them very well. One in there who is a bit of a newcomer to a degree, but it's a really exciting time for, you know, the seasoned pros to get their way through, but also a rising star as well, Killer, to make their way or edge their way into being considered a potential champion as well.
Exactly right. Here we go. The next 2 opponents coming up is Seiishizo versus SaPyn. Best out of 5. I'm very curious to see what these guys will do in a 5 game match.
Yeah, a BO5 is very different to a BO3. There's definitely a lot more you can change up, particularly in the pick and ban kind of part of this as well. But Baus, I mean, BO5, very different to last year where the majority were BO3s. What can you expect? What can you tell us about Seiishizo? What you think he is going to bring to this semi-final matchup?
Well, Seiishizo was so dominant in his first match. The only 2-0 victor, the only clean victory we have seen so far. So I'm fully expecting him to continue that trend and be prepared for SaPyn. He knows what SaPyn has drafted in the previous match, so he'll know how to prepare accordingly.
Yeah, we saw earlier on that here we had I think PinkRoid and SaPyn was earlier on today. We saw PinkRoid took the first matchup, but then obviously SaPyn came back to with a lot of, you know, bit of gusto. He came back and Killer, he got the 2-1 victory, which is, you know, a lot for him as well to beat PinkRoid, who technically had a better season this year. Yeah,
that Bella not doing too much work in that first match, but pulling her weight through in that second match and getting him that win from her violent procs and her passive and that unique hit that she has. Here we go, SaPyn, Season 16 and 17 win rate, and Season 18 currently underway.
Yeah, and we've seen as well, you know, SaPyn hasn't had the best win rate, you know, Baus, but still can absolutely deliver when necessary.
Yeah, that's right. Win rates are just how they perform on ladder. Tournament mode is a completely different mode. You have the pre-ban element, which is not something you see on a ladder. And I think the pre-ban makes a huge difference. You take one of the key tools out of someone else's box. They have to think about a new strategy. And clearly SaPyn was able to do that very effectively in his match against PinkRoid.
Here are the highlights from earlier today. Well, as you can see, Seiishizo and SaPyn there showing us exactly how they got through to the semi-finals and what brilliant competitors they are here. Baus, I mean, these are two players who can pack a punch when they need to.
Yes, for sure. They both had very, very strong performances in their first matches. Seiishizo so smooth with that tanky picks against Ricky, managed to outlast Ricky, and Ricky was not much he could do about it. SaPyn bringing out the surprise Bella. PinkRoid just could not deal with this Bella in the third match. I really want to see some more Bella action.
Yeah, let's see what happens to these pick and bans here, and whether or not they'll stick to their guns or change up their units. Let's jump in, guys. It is our first semi-final set. Here we go.
Match 1, semi-final, Seiishizo versus SaPyn, best out of 5, anyone's game right here. 60 seconds for the pre-bans to come in. I'm curious to see what they're going to go ahead with. SaPyn burning that Gianna, signature monster from Seiishizo's side, and Seiishizo burning that Bella, seeing what she did in the previous matches. 2 seconds to decide what they will drop up.
That's right, both signature light darks being banned out there, killer.
There we go, Seiishizo opting in with that strong Sierra speed leads. We know she can be very, very good there. SaPyn going with that Lulu Okeanos first pick, second pick. Seiishizo very quickly to respond with that Carnal and that Changpang. Looks like he's got a plan. He's going to stick to it maybe. SaPyn going with that Verdi Heal, fourth monster yet to come out.
Yeah, both really solid drafts on both teams, both very quick to lock in their monsters. I really like the drafts from Seiishizo's side with that Kano and that Changpong. That's a really oppressive combo that SaPyn is going to need to come up with a plan to deal with.
Yes, I'm absolutely loving this swift picking their deck monsters, and looks very interesting. So it keeps the momentum going. SaPyn going with that Verdi Hill Praha for third and fourth monster. Seiishizo bringing out that Antares for his fourth monster. 12 seconds to decide on his final monster.
Interesting choice of Praha. We don't see that unit that often, but she does have the resistant lead, which could help out SaPyn a little bit to deal with those debuffs from Seiishizo.
There we go. Seiishizo bringing out that Juno that did very, very well for him prior to today in the other matches. SaPyn bringing out that Rika, knowing that Seiishizo is left open exposed.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that Rika pick. He could have picked something like an Anivore, given how heavy on fire Seiishizo was. He signaled the Juno ban with the Rika, which allowed Seiishizo to ban out the Rika himself.
There we go. SaPyn opting in with that resistance lead from the Praha. Oracles again on Seiishizo's side with the speed lead, Sierra. Here we go. First turn goes to Changpeng on Seiishizo's side, stripping 2 units out of the 3 and Violent Procking to reset that Lulu. And Praha afterwards, Kano follows up, stunning that Verdi Hill and landing a slow on him and on the Lulu.
Seiishizo is getting all the procs, all of the things going right for him right now. SaPyn, his Verd did not revenge once. His Lulu got reset by that proc, and the game is over before it even began, Killer.
Oh my god, I just blinked and 2 units out of the screen and the match just started 30 seconds ago. Kano putting in some damage onto that Okeanos. Seiishizo very, very well speed tuning right there. Doing very well. Okeanos landing a 4-man stun. Is it enough? Sierra procking out of that stun, landing that bomb on that Praha.
This is an incredible match. Seiishizo getting every proc possible almost. SaPyn not getting anything at all. Poor guy. I think he even missed the reset with the Okeanos earlier as well. Poor SaPyn. I really hope things go better for him in the later matches.
Still best out of 5. Seiishizo take that first set and still not decided yet. Anyone can win this semi-finals right here.
I was going to start a sandwich, but that seemed pointless when I saw what was going on there. It was proc, central, left, right. Yeah, it was all happening. I couldn't believe how quickly that all unfolded there. But it just goes to show the power that Seiishizo has there. Unbelievable to see just what he can generate in the moment there, Baus. What a brilliant start to the semi-finals.
Yeah, that's right. We really got to see the power of Violent Runes there, and that's why everyone, you got to go farm that Dragon's Lair for your Violent Runes. That Changpeng, that proc at the start of the game was so crucial. Unfortunately, SaPyn, he brought the Verd Hill that's supposed to counter the Changpeng with the revenge. The Verd Hill did not revenge at all. Unlucky for SaPyn and lucky for Seiishizo. All that luck was stacking up. What a match for Seiishizo.
Yeah, I mean, Killer, it's not all going to change here, though, because there's still 4 sets to go potentially in this best of 5. But it's going to have to be it's a big uphill battle now because great start to proceedings for Seiishizo. Let's see what SaPyn can respond with. Over to you, fellas. Pick and ban time.
Here we go. Set number 2. Seiishizo leading by 1. Best out of 5. Pre-ban 60 seconds. What is SaPyn gonna do to respond to Seiishizo's draft from that last match? Here we go. SaPyn banning that Kano. Seiishizo taking that Okeanos away from SaPyn in that pre-bans.
Both via AoE control units getting taken off the field. This is going to be an interesting match without them and with their light dart units available to both players. I hope we see both of those picked.
There we go. SaPyn taking away that Sierra from Seiishizo very, very swiftly. And Seiishizo responding with that Gianna available for him to play with and the Lulu and friends as his first and second pick.
Smart choice from SaPyn to break up that Ciara and Gianna combination. And then SaPyn, I'm hoping he picks the Bella in the upcoming picks. He has a lot of options there. I'm not sure about the synergy between Gianna and Lulu, but overall Gianna is such an impressive pick that she sort of fits with everything.
There we go. As predicted, SaPyn brings out that Bella once again. And followed up with the Praha. 3 oracles on the deck. Here we go. Seiishizo's Changpeng returns for match number 2.
Yeah, that Changpeng SaPyn must be terrified of him right now. I wonder if SaPyn will bring the Verd Hill to counter the Changpeng. I wonder if the Verd Hill will actually do anything this time around. Interesting, another really early Praha pick. Praha resistance lead didn't do so much for him in the previous match. I wonder if it will do a little bit more this time.
There we go. We see that Merlong coming out as the 4th pick for Seiishizo. We can see Lulu and friends and Merlong paired together. Goes very well together. SaPyn going with that Ganymede, Winged Fairy King, and Diana for last picks. Takes that Ganymede out. Does not let it in. Brings out the Heigang. First time seeing Heigang in this matchup between these 2 players. And Taurus with the last pick for Seiishizo, responding to that Diana.
I actually really like the draft from both sides here, so it's anyone's game, I think, today to kill her.
Here we go. players opting in with their leader skills, Sierra and that Merlong. Here we go. Set number 2 is about to begin. Seiishizo versus SaPyn. Who will take that first turn? There we go. That Bella taking that first turn, stripping that Changpang. Bella being faster than the Changpang. Changpang cuts in, strips that Sierra and the Diana. Diana putting up that shield. Praha follows up on SaPyn's side after that Diana. What will he opt to do? Skill 1 onto Antares. Sierra follows up with the bomb onto Changpang. Will it delete it? Delete it.
Wow, another really fast match there, Killer. Sierra managing to land the bomb, having enough damage to actually take out that Changpang before Changpang was able to use his skill 3. And the match is looking very much in favor of SaPyn right now. But of course, we still have an Antares on the field. Never say never when the Antares is still there.
There we go. That Bella putting in some damage onto Antares, taking additional turn, landing more damage onto Antares. Diana hitting that Melon, failing to stun him, takes an additional turn, takes another turn onto Merlong. Antares doing some serious damage there, stunning that Praha. Missing her turn.
Wow, we saw Antares. He was looking unhealthy before. He went straight back up to full health with that skill 2, leeching the life, and now Seiishizo is looking in a good position. This is a really back and forth match right now.
There we go, Sierra's bomb is back up, but Lulu had her immunity up. There we go, Antares taking out that Rika, taking an additional turn from his passive, stunning the Sierra. Lulu healing that Antares, looking very healthy right now. Still anyone's game. Diana transforms. Very risky move there.
SaPyn decides he has to take the risk. He's in a difficult position. The only way he can take this match back is to take those risks with the Diana, but I think SaPyn is not going to be quite able to do enough to win this one.
There we go, Merlong taking out that Sierra with the Reckless. Taras proccing with his passive, putting some serious damage into that Diana, almost taking it halfway. Praha about to take a turn, skill 1 onto Antares. Diana puts up that shield. Lulu, skill 2 available for a heal. Heals up Antares, puts immunity on him.
I think the crucial moment in that match that we saw so far was that SaPyn had a choice of a unit to take out first. He actually went for the Changpeng instead of the Antares, and the Antares stayed in the game. He was not able to use the Diana as a result of that, and then the Antares just kept proccing and proccing and proccing. This Worksack unit has done what it's supposed to do, and Seiishizo must be very pleased with himself right now.
You know, Antares and Diana being very similar but yet very different to each other, both RNG units, and it looks like it's been Seiishizo's side that Antares is putting in that extra hard work. Diana taken out of the match. Praha versus Antares. Lulu, who will win this match?
Well, the Praha is actually doing a lot of damage from additional hits, but it's not quite enough.
Seiishizo takes it out 2-0, best out of 5. Looking very comfortable for Seiishizo. Here we go, guys.
Wow, I mean, Antares, what a unit that is. Just showing the firepower there. I mean, Seiishizo just took everything on, just took every single hit and then counteracted, and there we are, you know, the counter-attack, shall I say, and there we are. We've got a 2-0 lead going into in a best of 5. Baus, for me, it just feels that SaPyn just can't quite compete at the same level when it comes to a tactical way of proceedings. Seiishizo just seems so strong.
Yeah, we've seen in all the matches so far, Seiishizo has been a really smooth drafter, really smooth in the matches himself. I saw SaPyn at the start of the game. He had the choice between the Changpeng and the Antares. I think if he'd taken out that Antares at the start, taken away the RNG factor, then he had that Diana still alive. He had the Sierra still alive on the field. The Antares was countering. If Antares was no longer there, then things will be looking a lot healthier for SaPyn.
Indeed, it is fine margins here, but it's all down to this now. SaPyn has to win the next 3 on the bounce. 1 victory from Seiishizo, and it's straight through to the Europe Cup and qualification. Guys, let's jump in, pick and ban. It's exciting. Let's jump in.
Exactly right. At a match point for Seiishizo to move into that Europe Cup, will SaPyn defend, put up a tiebreaker by winning this match, possibly. Here we go. Pre-bans Irene. Bella gets pre-banned from Seiishizo, and that Gianna from SaPyn for Seiishizo's side. Same pre-bans as that first match. Seiishizo opting in with that Sierra first pick.
That's right, we're not getting to see the signature light dart units this time again, unfortunately, just like the first match. Seiishizo, he controlled that first draft very, very well. SaPyn is going to have to hope, if he brings in the Vert Heal, he actually gets some revenges this time round.
Here we go, SaPyn going with that Lulu and friends, and Okeanos for first and second pick. Seiishizo not even taking a second to respond with that Carnal and Praha for his second and third unit. SaPyn going with the third unit. Merlong, 15 seconds to decide his fourth unit. He's going to take the time to consider his options.
Interesting that Seiishizo has stolen the Praha from SaPyn this time. Maybe SaPyn, if he has access to that Chongpeng, that could be something he could steal back from Seiishizo.
There we go, SaPyn bringing out that Diana once again on his side. So Seiishizo responds with the Antares again, and his fifth monster. Any moment now, he will bring it out to show us what his deck will look like.
The Antares, it just gets locked in. You see a Diana, if you're a player, you pick the Antares as soon as you can. Antares has done so much in the previous match, and I'm sure he'll do a lot in this match if he's let through again.
There we go, triple Oracle on Seiishizo's side, and his fourth Oracle being a pre-ban, that Gianna. Very interesting playstyle over there on Seiishizo's side. SaPyn with his fifth monster about to be picked.
Well, I don't think SaPyn has the Lima, but I'd love to see a water unit and for him to ban out that Ciara. Maybe something like a Chow, but he just goes for the same thing that he did in the first draft.
There we go, SaPyn picking in that Rika, knowing that Seiishizo is being left exposed with that draft. Here we go, Juno gets banned on Seiishizo's side, and that Rika gets banned on SaPyn's side. Speed lead for Seiishizo. Here we go, match set number 3, 2-0, Seiishizo versus SaPyn.
Let's go, Seiishizo. Probably going to take the first turn, so let's see if he can control SaPyn.
And there we go, Carnal taking that first turn on Seiishizo's side, just like he said, boss. Here we go, Praha follows up, possibly going for the strip. Doesn't go for the strip, taking his time, lands the whole strip, and violent procs afterwards, putting everyone to sleep except that Merlon Diana popping out of the sleep.
Oh my goodness, Killer. I'm getting flashbacks from skill to the first match when we had the Chongpeng proc. This time we have the Praha proc. Seiishizo, he's just very good at getting his units to proc. I don't know what he's been feeding them, but it's very effective. I want some of that juice.
It's like he's feeding them some of those violent runes. Antares putting that damage, AoE damage on SaPyn's side. That slow being very, very crucial on SaPyn's side, and helping Seiishizo take extra turns. Here we go. Hits that Okeanos, stuns him as well. Bomb goes on Okeanos. Sierra detonates. Oke looks like he's on the brink of death.
SaPyn is going to need to take out this Antares as soon as he can, because once the Antares gets taken out, then maybe Diana can get a chance to do Diana things. But only if Diana is still on the field. He does still have access to the Lulu, so that was going to be interesting. How much damage can Seiishizo pound into that Diana before his Antares gets taken down?
There we go, Carnal, additional prop, taking out that Diana, doing some serious damage on the Diana that we know she's very tanky. Antares landing that slow on Merlon. Here we go, Seiishizo, 4 monsters versus Merlon and Lulu and friends. Who will take it out?
Well, Killer, I guess the answer to that question is that he was able to take out the Diana very quickly, and now SaPyn is looking incredibly unhealthy right now. Something I want to mention from earlier on in the game, Seiishizo actually had the Praha moving after the Carnal. The Carnal was not able to do his AoE after Praha strip, but it didn't even matter because Praha procced into the sleep anyway. So I guess it was all planned that he didn't speed tune correctly, because now he's about to take a 3-0 victory.
There we go, a 3-0 victory. Seiishizo taking that easy way to the Europe Cup, winning his best out of 5 match in a swift 3-0.
We have our first Europe Cup entry. It's Seiishizo. Honestly, you know, Killer, you asked it for earlier on. Are we going to see a 3-0 in a best of 5? And that's exactly what we saw. I mean, just Killer. It was such a clean sweep from what is an ultimately undefeated today competitor. What a great summoner Seiishizo is.
Man, I think the rune quality is there, and the violent procs, and that speed with the violent runes, just carrying Seiishizo through that match very swiftly, like I said earlier on.
Just feels like SaPyn there, despite whatever he could muster, whatever he could bring there, Baus, it just wasn't going to be enough because, you know, as Killer mentioned, the runes, the the aggressive nature of his play and how he needs to make. I think just makes great tactical decisions. Seiishizo. That's how it feels to me, at least. Anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Seiishizo overall, apart from one or two little things, was very smooth. He had those procs. He has, well, very, very strong runes. Everyone knows that. That's why he is consistently at the top of the ladder in RTA, and that's really shown today.
It really has. And what a great matchup. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed that one as well. We didn't think we were going to see a 3-0 clean sweep, but it did happen. That happened. And we've got another big match coming your way as well. Of course, today we have two players, two summoners going through to the Europe Cup directly. This next matchup, this next best of 5, another player will win and go through directly to the Europe Cup. It's going to be huge. Let's find out who those players are. There we have it. We have ThatAapje versus Rosith. These are, we know obviously ThatAapje is relatively new. We don't know too much about this guy. He's brand new summoner kind of to this proceedings. But Rosith, we know so much about Baus. Good players. This is going to be one serious head-to-head.
That's right, for sure. ThatAapje, of course, the newcomer. I want to see the underdog do well, but of course, Rosith, also a friend of mine, also want to see him do well. And of course, Rosith will be the favorite today. He has already conquered the EU Cup champion, so I'm sure that he'll be very confident going into this match.
I think that's absolutely right. I think wind in the sails, as we mentioned, like confidence is such a huge factor. Experience as well. But then again, there's this kind of risk element as well, where ThatAapje may think I'm going to throw all caution to the wind here, killer, and I'm just going to go for broke. I've got nothing on my shoulders here. There's no pressure. I can just enjoy every second of this.
I am as well. ThatAapje is one of my guildies, and I know he's a surf instructor, so I'm curious to see if he surfs his way through to that EU Cup. But before he does that, we got one very popular player in the Europe region, Rosith, standing in front of him. So here we go. Rosith season 16 and 17 looking very healthy, and his most picked units, Ragdoll, Changpeng, Jogan, Merlong, Okeanos right there, Fran and Sierra as well.
He's changed up quite a lot in his units, in his lineup there, Baus. What does that say about him as a player if he's willing to change so much going into this?
Well, we know that Rosith really loves farming. It means he has access to a huge depth of runes in order to equip runes on all sorts of units so that he can do some really flexible plays. And that's really worked out for him in order to be able to pick those pop-it picks, those things that might surprise him.
Those crafty, highlight fairies. The highlight fairies just cut straight into what you were saying there, Baus. I can't believe they're willing to do that. Not to the great Baus. Blows my mind. The cheek, honestly. But as you can see, the highlights. This is it highlights where how these players got to this particular position in the semi-finals. Two strong competitors here. We're about to go into the best of 5. This is our final semi-final of the day. Who is going to take this one? Let us know in the chat. Get the hype. Get ready for this. It's going to be huge. It's over to pick and bans. It's set 1. I can't wait for this one to unfold. ThatAapje versus Rosith. Let's jump in. Over to you first.
There we go. There we go. Match 2 of the semi-finals. ThatAapje versus Rosith. Here we go. Pre-bans coming very quickly. ThatAapje banning that ragdoll, knowing Rosith has that available to him. Rosith responding with that pre-ban on that Carnal. Here we go.
Carnal, a really common pre-ban in today's matches. Ragdoll pre-ban, no surprise at all. Of course, that's Rosith's signature unit.
There we go. ThatAapje taking first option to pick a unit. Is that a light Joe gun, which is the Art Master?
Yep, I believe it is, Killer. I think that's called Handwall, the Light Art Master.
There we go. ThatAapje playing some mind games right there. Taking him back out, putting out that Okeanos. Looks like they're flashing the LD units, Rosith. Locking in that Sierra and Merlon.
We love to see it, a little bit of friendly exchanges of flash. We saw the Trinity from Rosith as well.
There we go. ThatAapje locking in that Ryu and Changpang. The Winged Art Master as his third monster. Rosith yet to pick his third and fourth monster.
Yep, ThatAapje going with a really aggressive draft. And that worked out really well for him in the matches against Jan. So he just go with what he knows, and hopefully Rosith is able to counter it this time round.
There we go, Rosith with that Juno and Lulu for third and fourth. ThatAapje completing his deck with that Gani and that Savannah. Very aggressive playstyle right there. Rosith yet to pick his final monster. Goes with that Verdi Hill. Bans are going to come in any moment right now. What is it going to be?
Well, ThatAapje has a lot of AO units. I'm sure he'll be looking to ban out that Verd Hill, or possibly Lulu if he doesn't want to deal with him. But ThatAapje, he has a lot of resetters. He has 3 units that can reset. Rosith is going to need to disrupt that a little bit, by either taking out the Ganymede, or the Chungpang, or the Savannah, depending on which unit he's most scared of.
Here we go, that Ryu getting banned and that Verd Hill getting banned. ThatAapje opting in with the accuracy lead and the speed lead on Rosith's side for that Sierra. Here we go. Set 1, match number 2, best out of 5. ThatAapje versus Rosith. Juno taking that first turn on Rosith's side, stunning that Changpang and stripping everyone else along the way. Sierra follows up.
That is an incredibly fast Juno from Rosith. The power of rune farming. Both the Juno and the Sierra were able to outspeed ThatAapje. Even though ThatAapje had the control units, if you don't actually let them take a turn, then it's not going to do anything.
There we go, Changpang procking out a stun, but there was a bomb ahead of it, on top of it, and doing some damage on him. Merlong dismounting that Savannah early on and getting an additional proc. Sierra getting an additional proc right now on Rosith's side. Lands the bomb and Ganymede. Skill 1 takes out Savannah. Skill 1, Juno takes out Changpang. Rosith looking very healthy and very swiftly in this match.
That's right, Killer. This match was decided so early on when Rosith showcased the power of his runes. That Juno taking the first turn, stunning out the Chongpeng, meaning the Chongpeng wasn't able to do anything. And that Sierra bombing one of the units so rapidly. And its match is once again over before it hardly even began.
Yes, exactly right. Match is over. Juno taking out that last unit, and here we go. Rosith 1-0, still best out of 5, still anyone's game. ThatAapje being the new contender this year in SWC. How will he respond in the next match?
I kind of got the vibe there that Rosith just sat back, like, feet up on a table somewhere, just kicking back, just enjoying himself. Like, he didn't feel like he needs to do much there to get the upper hand. I mean, those bombings as well were so effective, Baus. It's an amazing start to the proceedings, to the semi-finals, and for Rosith's push to get into that Europe Cup position.
Yeah, Rosith is looking really dominant right now. ThatAapje now realizes Rosith is faster than him. He's going to need to think of a new strategy to deal with Rosith, because that Juno, that Sierra, the amount of room farming that Rosith has done is really showing right now. So ThatAapje is going to have to come up. Maybe he's going to need to bring a second speed lead in his next draft instead of bringing so many control units.
Yeah, the rune farming is so imperative. We saw this last year as well. If you have the runes there, it makes such a massive difference. Let's see what happens with ThatAapje here. Again, we've got a best of 5 here, so there's plenty of time to turn things around, but he needs to start doing it right here in set number 2. It's pick and bans. Let's see how things change in this next match.
Here we go, guys. Set number 2. Pre-bans from the last match. Ragdoll and Kano. Maybe we're going to get to see them have some action in this round. 60 seconds for the pre-bans to come in. So both players taking that time to consider their options.
Indeed, Killer. Rosith is going to have access to that ragdoll, so ThatAapje is going to need to be a little bit more careful about using a team to outspeed Rosith. But of course, he did quite well with the Kaki draft against Yan, so maybe he'll do that again.
There we go. ThatAapje seeing that Eleanor being drafted up by Rosith earlier. Pre-bans her. Rosith deciding doesn't want to ban that Ryu during the pick phase, so he bans it out in the pre-ban. Here we go. Rosith first turn with the speed lead. Sierra. ThatAapje goes with that Fire and Bison, also known as Kano, and the Changpang for his second unit.
I'm not sure about that nor pre-ban there from ThatAapje. He allows Rosith to perfect that Ciara. Rosith with the speed lead. He's looking really strong right now. Maybe able to outspeed ThatAapje once again. We might see something really similar to match 1 when he was able to abuse that 24% speed lead.
There we go, Rosith locking in Okeanos for second unit and Lulu and friends for the third unit. ThatAapje going with that Chiwu for that speed leader option and an AoE strip, followed by Ganymede as his 4th monster. Rosith going for his 4th and 5th units.
Yep, ThatAapje going with his traditional control this time, but he knows Rosith this time. Rosith has the Okeanos. I don't know if it's on Violent or Swift. Either way, it's going to be incredibly fast. That means that ThatAapje is going to need to come up with it's obviously a Jemima or Vanessa as the second pick, and then Rosith. He has a lot of stuff that he can counter ThatAapje's draft. If he has a Douglas, the Fire Ryu available to him, that will be a really good draft right now.
There we go, 2 fire units from Rosith's side, 30 heal and Antares, and we've seen Antares with some serious damage in the previous matches. He might do the same in this match again. Then ThatAapje taking the time to consider how he's going to respond to Rosith's last 2 picks.
Well, given what we see on the field, really high fire heavy from Rosith's side, if I were with ThatAapje, I'd draw out a speed leader that's water element. The Samath would be a really good choice, I think.
Is that a Vigo 2A for the final pick from ThatAapje? Here we go, guys. First appearance for the day, Vigo. Both players about to opt in with their leader skills. What is it going to be?
Well, Vigor is a good choice against the Verd Hill. That means I'm not sure if he's going to ban out the Ciara or the Verd Hill. Rosith, not sure what he's going to do.
There we go, just like you predicted, Sierra gets that ban and that Vigo gets banned. And Tyrus with the crit Arena and the Chiwu for the ThatAapje speed lead on his side for the leader skill. Here we go. Roses 1-0. Get excited, guys. Match up to Chiwu takes the first turn. Verdi Hill doing Verdi things. Revenges. Gets that attack buff. Increase for Roseth's team. Okeanos landing the reset on Changpang. Very exciting right now.
What a fast match here, Killer. That revenge from the Verd Hill, as well as the Chiwu not being able to strip anything, but mainly the revenge, has almost already decided the outcome of the match. All those immunity that Lulu's put up for Rosith, how is ThatAapje going to get through that?
That Antares putting some overtime, stunning that Ganymede on his passive, that Antares proc early on. Here we go, Lulu's skill 1 heals the team. Okeanos follows up, stunning every single monster on ThatAapje's side, taking 100% attack bar and taking out a unit from ThatAapje's side.
Indeed, this looks like this match is already concluded. Once again, we've seen another incredibly fast match. Unlucky for ThatAapje, he decided to keep the Verd Hill in. The Verd Hill, unlike Verd Hill we saw recently, was able to revenge, and that revenge was so crucial. And there was just not much that could be done from there, and the Okeanos and all the Ankaras pox just took over.
There we go, Antares taking out that win. Fire and Bison, also known as Kano. Lulu healing up the team, putting 2-turn immunity. Okeanos follows up. Looks like ThatAapje not looking very healthy with 1 unit versus 4. There we go, 2-0. Rose is taking out that second set. Best out of 5. It's not over just yet.
Well, it almost is really. I think we all kind of saw there just the experience, the prowess of Rosith, just having the upper hand the entire time. Whether it comes down to experience at this point, Pals, I mean, being a player who's competed in the prelims and in the Euro Cup itself, Is it a case right now that simply Rosith has just got the mental strength, with tactically, strategically, because of his experience, to have just the upper hand in this situation?
For sure, Adam. I don't think you can discount the mental fortitude that experience gives you. Rosith has shown some really smooth drafting so far, no doubt. Actually, ThatAapje has been a really smooth drafter as well, as we saw in his previous match. He's come all this way, but Rosith just so solid, just locking all those units and everything just going so smoothly for him. Incredibly fast victories.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this could be the end of the road. If we get 2-3-0 clean sweeps, that'll be miraculous. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it could happen. There's a lot of potential here. But as with the last matchup as well, ThatAapje has got to win 3 on the bounce now against a seasoned pro like Rosith. It's huge. Pick and bans are underway. Let's see what happens. Over to you, chaps.
Here we go, set number 3, ThatAapje versus Rosith. Best out of 5. Are we going to see a comeback from ThatAapje? Pre-bans are in, that Ragdoll gets banned out again. Rosith not being able to play with him today. Carnal doing some serious damage earlier on today's matches, getting that pre-ban. ThatAapje taking that Lulu first pick.
Really interesting, the Lulu first pick. ThatAapje deciding to completely switch up his draft, but I don't know if he has the tankiness in order to complement that Lulu.
There we go, Rosith going with that Sierra and Merlong, taking that Merlong away from that Lulu and friends from ThatAapje's side. Possibly that's what he's doing. ThatAapje responds with a Water Ryu, also known as Mo, and that Changpang.
I'm not sure about the Water Ryu / more synergy with the Lulu. I think that Ciara would have been a stronger first pick for ThatAapje. That Ciara has allowed Rosith to take the first turn in the previous match, and I think that would have been a better choice. But nevertheless, the Water Ryu and Changpeng is really strong synergy, and if that combo is able to be pulled off, then he'll still be looking very strong.
You know, Rosith taking that time given to him to think of his draft. He goes with that Fran. We know Fran can be very strong. Also her own set of immunity when Lulu and Friends is on the other side of the team. And goes with the Okeanos as the 4th monster. ThatAapje about to draft up his 4th and final monster, the 5th one.
Well, if I were ThatAapje, I know the Gani does combo well with the Lulu, with the Changpeng, but it doesn't combo well with the Lulu. Something like a Diana that he's locking right now actually looks really strong against Rosith's team.
There we go. That Diana gets locked in, and that Ganymede on the ThatAapje side. His final deck is completed. Rosith has one more monster to pick into his draft. What is he going to go with? He's taking that time to consider his options and have to proceed further on.
Well, I think Antares is a really clear pick right now, or another fire unit, but with that Diana on the field, the Antares, or maybe the Douglas if he has one, would also be a good pick.
Yeah, I'd love to see a Douglas hit today. If he goes with the Leo, takes him out in the last half a second, brings back that Verdi that has done pretty good for him in the past matches. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So he brings out that Verdi heal, and the bans will come out any moment right now.
That's right, I do like the Verd Hill pick as well, the fire element. A lot of AoEs from ThatAapje side, so a very solid pick.
There we go, ThatAapje saying, I'm not going to deal with that Verdi Hill. Bans him out. Changpeng gets banned out on ThatAapje's side. Both opting in with that speed, this Sierra and Mo. Who's going to take that first turn? Mo take that first turn. Fails to strip anything. Fran cuts in. Immunity, attack buff all around on Rosith's side. Looking very healthy already from the first beginning of the match.
Well, that was a really nice tech from the Fran, from Rosith. That double Nemesis will Fran on really low HP, a direct counter to the Maw, and now the Maw, it was able to kind of strip anyone in the first place, but nevertheless, ThatAapje is looking in a very difficult position already.
There we go, Diana transforming into human form. Skill into Sierra, putting some serious work into her. Sierra cutting in. Landing that bomb onto Diana, taking Diana out. Rule number 1 from Diana, never transform in that first turn. Here we go, Rosith 4 units alive. ThatAapje 2 units alive.
Interesting stuff, Killer. A lot of players here today have decided to not obey the rule, don't transform first turn. ThatAapje, latest casualty of that rule. I think he was just hoping for a proc. He knew he was in a difficult position, and the only way was to pray for a proc. He didn't get that proc, unfortunately. It looks like Rosith is going to wrap this match up 3-2-0.
There we go, Ryu taking a turn, doing nothing there. Sierra skill 1 into Ryu, proccing his passive, but Ryu and Ganymede not looking very healthy. Ryu's taking out Sierra skill 1 into Ganymede. Here we go, Rosith taking it out with a 3-0 best up best out of 5 again, and taking the shortcut to that EU Cup.
Absolute domination there from Rosith. We've seen our second qualified Europe Cup player. It is Rosith. What an amazing victory again, 3-0. I can't really believe it. Miraculous, as I said earlier on. Back-to-back 3-0s, just showing the strength right now of these two unbelievable pros. I mean, it just felt like today, even though it's a great bit of experience there for APA, a great bit of experience, APA, sorry. It just goes to show that the guys who've been in the game for long enough, like Rosith, Baus, just are really hard to stop when they begin.
Absolutely, Adam. Rosith, we were expecting great things from him. He has such a strong track record in tournament play. He doesn't play so much RTA during the ladder, but that doesn't matter because tournament is a completely different thing, and he really showed the power of his units, the power of his runes, the power of his strategy. Everything was so smooth for him today.
It was. It felt like plain sailing with that second matchup. I can't really believe it. And Seiishizo as well. We can't say enough about him. Amazing. You can see here from the semi-finals, the brackets from today. Both our semi-finals 3-0 earlier on. Lots of 2-1s, went all the way to the best of 3. But Seiishizo completely undefeated today. And dare I say it, Rosith, I don't think lost a unit across his 3 games just then. I could be wrong, those 3 sets. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I don't think he did, which just goes to show the caliber of a kind of player that he is as well. What a day it's been, though. Baus, Killer, I'll come to you, Killer. What have you enjoyed the most about today?
Honestly, the whole day was very, very exciting. Like, there's so many favorite moments. Like that Viilipytty Rosith match was very exciting. That Seiishizo versus Ricky in that first match was very, very exciting. I was just excited all around, pretty much. Every single bracket was exciting. Are you guys excited at home? Was your predictions right from the event for these matches today?
Yeah, we'd love to know. I mean, in the chat, let us know. Did you get it? Did you think these guys were going to go through? Let us know in the chit chats. As well to you, Baus. I mean, today, what a day it's been. What a great showcase of the new talent coming through, the veteran talent as well, who love to play Summoners War World Arena.
Absolutely, we got to see a couple of newer players. We saw ThatAapje making his way into the semi-finals. In the end, though, it was the veteran Seiishizo, Rosith, probably 2 of the most experienced players, been in past EU Cups, and that experience has really shown. And so well done to them, and we'll see them in the EU Cup.
Indeed, and all those who didn't go through today into those 2 positions like they have will get a chance to compete again in the lower bracket, which happens next weekend. But tomorrow, we're going to have more. You can see here our qualifiers, Seiishizo and Rosith, first 2 spots from day 1. Tomorrow, 2 more spots. Next weekend, 4 spots up for grab. Then we have our 8 finalists going into the Europe Cup, which is very, very exciting indeed. Lots of big matches tomorrow. Obviously, this is only day 1. Day 2 is coming your way like a steam train. It's going to be amazing. Let's have a look at some of our matchups tomorrow. Which ones really stick out for you, Killer? Who are you looking forward to seeing compete?
I'm looking at that match for, once again, Chen versus Elmer. I think Chen has been in every single SWC from 2017, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So I'd like to see what kind of experience he brings to the table tomorrow.
Yeah, and Baus, I see like Obabo was there last year as well, another massive competitor, but lots of newer competitors tomorrow, which is really exciting for you guys kind of checking out at home. The new rising stars coming through for Summoners War as well.
Yeah, that's right. We have actually a lot of new competitors here. I'm looking at that match 2, Guts the Berserk against Livert. Those are 2 completely new competitors, I believe, to SWC. Both have shown really, really strong drafts, and both have quite unusual drafts as far as I'm aware. So I'm really looking forward to those unusual picks in that match 2. And I have no idea how any of these matches are going to go. I'm just expecting a lot of exciting action.
Oh, it's going to be so much. And for you guys today as well, hopefully you've enjoyed everything you've seen because it's been wall-to-wall action. We've seen pick and bans are so massive when it comes to this kind of part of the competition as well, where you need to go into every single matchup feeling as confident as possible, winding your sails, and our teams definitely showed that today. Our players showed that today, particularly the older players who've been around the block. All those runes made a big difference. We're going to be closing up very shortly for day 1, but of course that we guys here know at Summoners War, we know SWC2021, you love free stuff. And we've got ourselves another coupon code. Boys, point to the coupon code. It's coming up. There it is. There it is. Get on it right now. Get on it right now. There is your coupon code if you want to get yourself 100,000 mana stones and some 50 summoning stones as well. It's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much to Baus, to Killer. You guys have been amazing. We're back tomorrow. Loads more action coming your way. Well done to our qualifiers into the Europe Cup, Seiishizo and Rosith. We'll see you tomorrow for plenty more Summoners War World Arena Championships 2021 action. Until then, take care. Have a great day.